To lead the Skol chant and sound the Yaller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
The legend, Johnny. Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to the Let's Go show. I am Michael Fish. That handsome devil right next to me is Cody Bowden. Say hi, Cody.
Hi, y'all.
And right next to him is that other handsome devil, he who greets with smoke, Mr. Shaq.
Howdy.
So, Rinaldi's usually with us. Skol, Joe. But he's dealing with some technical issues and not of the planned variety. And, you know, Keith is doing his usual technical stuff, getting us set up for broadcasting to the multiple channels and letting people know we're on. And so, excuse me, tonight we're going to kind of recap the first quarter of the season coming out of the bye. Skol, Alan. And we're going to look ahead to the second quarter, the second part of the half, starting with those pesky Detroit Lions. We're going to take a look at the North Division, which might be the best division in football. And, of course, we've got some hot takes, which we're more than likely going to be wrong about. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. So, Rinaldi, you got it figured out, buddy?
I got something figured out. We're not going to be high tech tonight. We're going to be low tech.
Going to be low tech. Gotcha. So
you still sound good though.
Yeah.
I always sound good, Shaq. What do you mean, baby?
Look at that. I typed Skol. Oh, and it said skilled. Yeah. So, fellas, anything this past weekend reach out and grab you? Did you catch any other kind of football, anything like that?
Yeah, man, we watch football like crazy, right?
I'll say I missed all the Sunday games because I caught a flat tire, and what was supposed to be an hour long, I'll say 50-minute long changing the tire took all day. So I missed it. It's a long story. It's a long story.
Skol, Lunk. I watched a little bit of that Lions Cowboys game. Yeah, sure, they trucked them. I also caught a little bit of the Washington Ravens game. That's a good game. I'm really impressed with Jaden Daniels, to be honest with you. He looks like an NFL team. Skol, Lucy. Everybody say Skol, Lucy.
Skol, Lucy.
Skol, Lucy.
But all in all, I wasn't overly worried about football this weekend. It was nice for me to take my foot off the gas and be able to just say, get to relax. You guys, what up, Captain?
What's going on? I guess somebody who actually watches football had to step up in here real quick, even though I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
He cheered for the Lions the whole time. Don't listen to this guy.
I did not cheer for the Lions. I kind of messed me up in multiple ways, but man, our division is tough, and we're actually going to talk about the division a little later. But just speaking on this weekend, we couldn't get any help. We needed, some teams to help us out, give us some losses, and I thought there was a good chance of that happening, but no. Everybody looked good. Even the Bears. The Bears look good. I'm sorry, they do. Caleb Williams is starting to figure it out, it looks like, and I know they're just playing the Jaguars, but I don't care. Two things could be true at the same time. The Bears look good. The Jaguars look like crap. The Lions, the last 2 weeks have looked just like the division champs that they are. Packers are getting their form. All these teams in this division look well-rounded. Like, there's not a big weakness on all four of these teams, and we haven't really matched up against our division opponents yet, and that's when the carnage is going to happen. We're going to start beating each other up, and that's going to start this weekend.
I said before the year started, 3 teams in the North will make the playoffs. All right, and I said we were at the bottom.
You did.
So I mean, it's still in play, but regardless, 3 teams in the North is definitely making the playoffs.
3 teams are really doing it with defense, and 1 team's doing it with offense primarily. And I mean, all I keep hearing about from Green Bay and the Bears is how good their defense is humming, and it's giving their offense enough opportunity to win. So
the Lions defense isn't a slouch itself. So I don't know. I think they all got good defenses.
I ain't scared of none of them, man. We're gonna kick all their asses.
You're not scared of any of them? You're not a little worried about this weekend at all?
Nope.
Well, yeah, we'll get into how worried I am, but we're gonna still kick their asses.
I believe that. I believe that.
2 different questions.
I believe that. So 2 guys that we had in IR have their windows open. One being TJ Hockenson. He's had his open for, I think, almost 2 weeks now, tomorrow. And Dalton Risner had his window open, so we have 3 weeks to activate him. First, I wanted to touch on Hawkins a little bit. He's been practicing this week, and the reports are that he looks good. Some say that he looks better. He looks faster, and he's passed every test he needs to pass, but he's still practicing at a limited capacity. Do you guys think he gets into this game this weekend?
I don't actually. Go ahead, Cody.
I want him to, because I said it last week or 2 weeks after that other game that TJ Hockenson needs to be on the field for us to beat the Lions, and I'm still sticking with that. I still think we need TJ Hockenson on the field. He is that piece that takes us over the hump to beat the Lions.
Skol Peterson. I actually don't think he's going to. I don't recall ever hearing of a player having their window opened and immediately jumping onto the field and playing. Usually after the window's open, they kind of give it like a couple of weeks. They
2 weeks
use
tomorrow.
It as much as possible. Is it?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks tomorrow.
Because we had the bye week.
Okay. I thought that it was just open this week, but all right, well, hey, man, let's bring it on. Skol, purple and gold.
There is no doubt in my mind my boy is playing. If there's a lot of people are saying, hey, let's wait until the Rams game. We don't need to win the Rams game. We need to win this game. And he had a press conference today. I don't know if you guys saw it or not.
No,
and my boy is chomping at the bit, man. He said he's running faster, hitting his turns quicker. Bro, he's ready to go. There's no doctors in the way. He's playing this game. Unless the only thing is if they're afraid of the dude that takes out tight end's knees. And I don't think anybody's afraid of that. No, you got to play a game. You got to play the game.
It honestly make me mad if he doesn't play Ronaldo, but then he plays 4 days later against the Rams. That actually make me mad because he didn't magically get better in 4 days.
No, absolutely not. Such a stupid idea. He's either playing this week or he ain't playing at all this year. He's playing, bro. And what's the latest they can activate him?
Friday, next week.
I mean,
Next Friday, so the day after the Rams game.
No, before this game.
Oh, probably Saturday. I don't know.
Right, I mean, because they're going to wait till that moment. They're not going to tell anyone, and that's what the media's got to keep reporting. He's playing. My man is playing.
I think he should have. Like, if he passes all the tests and he's doing well in practice, I don't see why you would hold him out. Like, this is a critical game. This is the most important game of the season right now because this is going to point our trajectory, honestly. Like, are we for real or are we going to do the 2016 thing? Sorry, I had to go there because I'm starting to get those vibes with these injuries starting to mount up, kind of like it happened to our offensive line in 2016. The injuries started mounting up after starting 5-0. I'm starting to get those vibes. Like the 2009 vibes are kind of creeping into 2016 right now. So if he's healthy enough to play, he should be out there. And I don't think it's even an early return at this point.
I'm not too worried about the injuries mounting up because the main injury is Cashman, and we got plenty of good linebackers that play for us right now in this Flores scheme.
Yeah, that's why I mean Cashman, I think that's a bummer, and that kind of took the wind out of my sail. And we'll talk about the injury report when we get to the Lions game. But I do think we have men who could step up. We haven't had tight ends to step up the way that Hockenson does. I do think that Oliver and Munt have done a good job to their capability, but they're mostly blockers. But they've both got touchdowns, so they've done what they can. But we need that extra weapon, and we might be without a weapon in the backfield. But before that, let's talk about Dalton Risner having his window open. He's definitely not going to play this week, but I want to get you guys' thoughts. Do you think that he's just here to be a swing backup, or is he here like to take somebody's starting job? And by somebody, I mean Ed Ingram, because even himself, he said he's ready to go. He's ready to play at whatever position they want to put him at. He's only played left guard, but Brandel's doing a good job. So him saying he's open to any position tells me he's gunning for that right guard. Do you think that's something that's going to be open for him in the next couple of weeks, or is he here in case of injury?
I think it'll be open for him in a couple of weeks. It's Ingram's job to lose. I mean, PFF is saying these low numbers and pass blocking, and it's going to be his job to lose. If the coaches see it, like we don't see it really as fans, like we're looking at it, and I don't know if we're heavily looking at Ed Ingram play every play of the game because we're just looking at the receivers catching the ball or Aaron Jones running it. But when you do catch it, you catch it. Like it sticks out when Ingram makes a bad play and you see it, right? And we really don't say that about any other offensive lineman. I don't know, are we directing our attention to it, or is that the bad play is what's happening? It's because of Ingram and we catch it. It's so bad that we see it. You know what I'm saying? Like the offensive line could be playing a little bit bad, making mistakes here and there. But when Ingram makes it, it seems like it's a big, big mistake that happens.
Well, I think that's because with him being so far into the interior, if he makes a mistake, it usually results in immediate pressure on the quarterback like that. So it's hard not to catch it. Or if it's in a running play and he makes a mistake, it's usually a tackle for loss. Versus maybe on the outside, it takes just a couple seconds longer for that mistake to materialize into something bad. I'm just wondering if Risner can play running back. I mean, if he's ready to play any position and Jones is out, I'm just saying.
I got it. Special play. Nick Mullins in that quarterback, Dalton Risner at running back, goal line. Let's send it. They'll never know what's going on.
Risner is fullback with Ham behind him in the eye. Let's roll.
I mean, the Lions are doing trick plays against the Cowboys, so why can't we?
Let's go at it.
Well, speaking about the running back position, Aaron Jones, he was out with the injury in the London game against the Jets, which something funny is going on with that because when I saw him on the sideline, I saw his hamstring wrapped up, but they said it was a hip injury. And it's been a hip injury this whole time until the injury report came out yesterday on Wednesday. It said he did not practice after practicing on Tuesday, and it was a hamstring injury. So what happened there to make it go from a hip to a hamstring injury? Is it a new injury or is that the same injury and they were just calling it a hip? And by the way, he did practice today in a limited capacity, but I haven't heard any word on how that went.
The hamstring is connected to the hip bone.
Yeah.
Bone's connected
so
to
it's both of them.
And the reality is it was always a hamstring, and I can't remember the name of the word, but they are literally connected to each other. And it is still a hamstring that's on the hip bone. I don't want to get into the meds of it, but I'm going to say the same thing about Aaron Jones as I just said about Hockenson. He played.
Oh, I think he does.
They're playing coy, man. They had 2 weeks to make them come up with two game plans. One with a tight end, one with our shitty tight ends, one with Jones, and one without him. Why would we even think that they do anything? I'd be mad if they were doing it the other. Oh, they're playing all day. No.
I think he is playing too because I was looking at DraftKings for parlays. Aaron Jones is written all over that thing, like all over. Like anytime touchdown scores at plus 130, and that's really good eye. That means he's playing the game. If he wasn't, then those odds would be up in the huge in like the 300 to 400s. I think. I honestly think he's playing the game just by looking at DraftKings parlays. Like it gets numbers solo at plus 130.
Bro, that's as good as any reason right there.
It'd be nice to see. Go ahead, Shaq.
I'm trying to think. When do hamstring injuries? When do they usually let the player play the next week after, or 2 weeks later after they suffer a hamstring injury? I don't really recall many players come back. Quick.
They don't come back that quick, and if they ever do, they end up hurting it and being out a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's weird to me, because if it was a hamstring, I get the connection and everything, but they called it a hip injury. It's been called a hip injury this whole time until yesterday. It was a hamstring injury.
Maybe they're extending his veteran rest days, and they're just saying they got to put an injury designation on him so he can get those rest days. Maybe they're just saying, hey, it's a hip, it's a hamstring now. And then he's getting all these rest days because he's been a workhorse so far this year. Maybe we just gave him a week off. Like, hey, take the week off.
I don't know, man. It seems like the week off didn't help this team very much because the injury report yesterday looked worse than any injury report I've seen all season. It's like, what were those guys doing in their bye week?
Love Boat 2.0.
Love Boat. They stayed in London and they're getting it in or what? But the injury report looked. Robbie, I actually said that same thing yesterday in our group chat, actually.
So, if there is that wrinkle of a little bit of gamesmanship going on, I'd love to see it out of our coaches because I don't think we've seen that in forever. I mean, imagine this whole injury report, and then all of a sudden on Saturday, everybody's good to go and playing. That would be the greatest thing
legal.
ever.
I think
has anybody been marked out?
I think you can do that.
Yeah, I think
if nobody's been marked out. And if they're just questionable, then they can be good to go.
One marked out.
Who is?
Cashman.
Yeah, Cashman's out. I was going to say the report for the Lions game, but I knew that was going to happen. I knew we were going to get into it. But yeah, Cashman's out. Phillips, he practiced today in a limited capacity. So, I mean, that'd be big if he's out as well. Like, I'm just, focusing on some certain guys right now. But no, if Cashman, he's out, that's huge. But we do have other linebackers. Like, we're going to have Grugier Hill, like, he's going to play. Maybe Asamoah gets in. Sorry. Maybe he gets some play time.
Until he does something good, I don't give a damn about his pronunciation.
Right. Well, right, but okay, that's fair. He has to earn his name, I guess.
Yes.
Pace had a good game against the Jets, so I think we'll be okay at linebacker, but it does hurt. He makes the thing go. He's our Kendricks. He's our Greenway. So, but I think if he's out for one game, that's good. If he's out for multiple games, then I'll worry about it. So last week we were asking about should the Vikings go out and make a trade, and our prayers were answered. They went out and they traded for Cam Akers. What do you guys think about that? What does that tell you about Aaron Jones? Do you think that has to do with them thinking he might not be able to go this week? Or do you think, regardless, they just wanted some more running back depth?
They wanted more running backs. Cam Akers is a replacement for who was our third guy? I can't think of his name.
Gaskin.
He's a replacement for Gaskin. He's not a replacement for Aaron Jones. And the reality with Akers, I think it's a great move. I think that they said, "Oh my God, we're down to just Chandler, and the guy just is getting us 1.8 yards a game. That's not going to work. We have to have a better backup plan than we had." It was the thinnest room on the team from the start of the season. It was painfully obvious right from the start. I think we called that earlier on, and it happened. Once Aaron Jones went down, our offense stopped. We need to have a 1-2 punch behind him, and it's not a replacement for Aaron Jones.
I mean, I don't think a replacement for Aaron Jones, but could it be a replacement for Ty Chandler, who now has to be the starting running back?
I think it's a 1-2 punch. I think they're different running backs, different styles.
Cam Akers is more of a power back, right?
Yeah. He's got some
I feel like Cam Akers is more all-purpose back than Ty Chandler.
Skol Emiliano.
Scully. And
Oh, hi,
Anthony?
Lucy. I don't think I got mine in. Hi, Lucy.
It's
Yeah,
just more
I don't
so-
know. Like, I think it has to do with this week, to be honest. I mean, I do think maybe they wanted to add a running back, but there wasn't one that they could get this quick besides Cam Akers. I think maybe they might have wanted someone a little bit better to bring in, but it felt like kind of urgent. And the Texans, they got Pierce back, they got Mixon back, so all of a sudden Akers is available. So it does kind of worry me that Jones won't be available this game, and I do think that would be a big blow.
It would.
I think it's in case shit. In
Yeah.
case shit hits the fan with Aaron Jones.
I hope you guys are right. And talking about making moves, if this is the biggest move that the Vikings make this season, will you guys be disappointed, or are you happy with what we got going?
I'd be
Does this
disappointed.
include the off season?
It includes right now the season before November 5th.
I'd be disappointed.
Okay.
You don't start a season 5-0, right? And you are a contender, and you try to build off of being a contender. Like, you want to be a champion. Like the Rams. The Rams were contenders already, right? Went through the season. Who did they pick up on that wide receiver core? Odell Beckham, right? Took them all to the Super Bowl. All right, it just takes that one splash move in the middle of the year that can take you over the hump of being just a contender to a champion. And I think we're just wasting a 5-0 year if we don't make a splash.
Yeah, but let me ask you this kind of on the flip side, David. Let's say we're 8-0. Do we really need to make a splash, or are we just rolling the way we are?
Well, we can't make a splash because we're past the deadline at 8 now.
Yeah.
7-0, whatever.
Yeah.
I agree with
Well-
Cody. Like, teams that win Super Bowls, like, they all make that one move just because they can. Like, now you go get that luxury person that you weren't necessarily going to
Mhm.
get at first, but now it's like, okay, we're actually contending, and we're going to have to play against the better teams in the playoffs. Like, now you're making moves for the playoffs. You're not just making moves to get through the regular season. So I kind of agree with Cody on that one. What were you going to say, Rinaldi?
I just think it's about return on investment. I think you got to know what kind of a GM Kwesi is, and regardless of what you think about him, he thinks like a Wall Streeter, right? I mean, if you're going to make a quick turnaround rental investment, I don't see them really doing that for just a playoff push. There's just too much on the line. They're still building so much. If they make a trade, my guess is that they sign somebody that they trade for somebody that they can sign, and it's part of the longer term rebuild. Now, that doesn't preclude them from being part of the playoff push, but I don't think they do it just as a rental. I just don't see it. Not with the way that
better not.
roster is built.
But I mean, I'm not talking about trading our first round pick for a rental.
Oh yeah, no, I know you're not. I'm just saying. I'm just making the point that there's two ways to look at it, and I don't. Odell Beckham was not a long term play.
No,
That's what my point.
that's the championship.
Yeah, that was to go after a championship.
That's not a
I don't
false.
see
That's
that happening.
not a false narrative, Tommy. Do your research, my dog.
I
You know, as
mean,
much as I've
the
been
Rams-
harping on that. Go ahead, Shaq.
I was just gonna quickly say, I mean, the Rams, they was building towards that championship for a minute. They said, fuck them picks. We're gonna go out there and get the superstars that's already out there. They traded for Jalen Ramsey. They traded for Matthew Stafford. And they basically, they said, we're at this point in time where we need to win now. We don't have time to see if we nail this first round draft pick. We need a play that's already proven in the NFL. And it eventually worked out for them.
I'm looking at players.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at players like the franchise tag players, where you're their franchise tag. They're in that final year. You're taking on them, and then you don't make the playoffs, they're gone. All right, but that was the money that was spent on this year. And you got to look at players that are getting up there kind of in age, all right, but they're still wanting a Super Bowl. What's more sexier than a 5-0 team right now? Ain't nothing out there more sexier than an undefeated team right now. And they're going to want to come over here and want to play with us. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, especially if they're on defense. I think they're going to play with Flores, or maybe they'll want to play with the future $50 million man, Sam Darnold.
I will say this, though. There is one thing about this upcoming game that intrigues me, even though I think we're going to stomp the shit out of them. They've got that elite offensive line. And I think this game will make up my mind for my wish list. Do I really want a defensive tackle or do I want an offensive guard? Because I'm kind of flip-flopping right now about what do we need. And seeing this game will help me really decide. If they run it on us well, I'll be going, oh yeah, we need please Dexter Lawrence. But if they don't run well on us and they're fully healthy in that role, then I'll be saying, you know what, that guard's probably a better spot.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a good guard's rarely available in a trade. I think maybe something we might have to look at into maybe for next week is look at who's a free agent that's still able to play, and they're just looking for a team that has a chance to latch on with. That might be more the direction we're headed. But like I said, I want to trade our first round pick. I want to get like J.C. Horn or someone like a franchise lockdown cornerback. So if we're gonna make a move, I want something like that. A Dexter Lawrence, cool. I'm on board with that too. Like, so if we do make a trade, I want it to be something big and not just for this season, like something that could, be part of what we're building in this window for the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, we'll find out if we're trading or not after this Lions game. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
Agreed.
So did you guys see? I mean, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. The reports that Sam Darnold might command $50 million a year next season.
Mm-hmm.
And good luck to the team that pays him.
You don't think we should jump on that right now and see if maybe we can get ahead of it with $40 million?
You got to look at it. If you add up every veteran starting quarterback's salaries and you get the average out of it, it comes out to $43.5 million. That's the average quarterback salary for a veteran starting quarterback. So now you're adding $7 million onto that to get Sam Darnold. Will you push for that if he takes us to the Super Bowl?
And that was a post in MVFU that somebody made. I think it was Kevin. If he takes us to the Super Bowl, why wouldn't you pay him? Like, he did what you're trying to do, the mission, he accomplished the mission. Why would you not want to keep that together, Rinaldi?
Nick Foles.
Build him a statue. Call it good.
Yeah, man, I don't see that. If he takes us, listen, taking you to the Super Bowl, we're sitting here using our time talking about what is currently a 7% probability of the Vikings winning the Super Bowl, meaning that it's a 93% chance that they don't win the Super Bowl. Okay, I mean, I love being 5-0. There's been a lot of teams that went on 5-0 runs. Ours just happened to be at the beginning of the season, winning 5 straight games. That means it's no precursor to us actually winning a Super Bowl. We're more likely to not win a Super Bowl than win a Super Bowl. And if the standard is, if Darnold wins us the Super Bowl, do we re-sign him, bro? I don't do anything based on a 93% chance of unprobability. So I don't see that happening yet, and there's a long way to go. So no, I don't think it's likely. I don't think they signed McCarthy to sit him another year and pay somebody $50, $40, or $30 million, and it's not the plan. And I think Sam Darnold's going to get paid, and I think he's going to get paid somewhere else. He's going to be playing for another team next year. I'd bet a lot of money on that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't pay him $50 million even if he took us to the Super Bowl. It's a topic that came up, so I want to speak about that. But how crazy is it? I get it's 27% a good percent. I actually think it's a higher percent. That's just the betting percent. The actual percent, if you break it down, and the odds of winning games and strengths of schedules and all that kind of stuff, it's more like 16%.
But imagine you're a Viking fan. You win the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold, and then he leaves. And then you're like, oh, who's your Super Bowl winning quarterback? And it's like the guy we let go the next year. Like I mean, would that leave a stain on us as fans?
Well, it certainly left a stain. It certainly left. I'm not a casual fan, Rinaldi, and it left a stain on me when we had a quarterback take us to an NFC Championship and we dumped him, and we haven't been back yet.
Who was that guy?
That was Case Keenum.
There it is, baby.
We don't talk about that Super Bowl winning Eagles team anymore because Nick Foles left. Right? No one talks about that team.
But isn't it crazy to think, like, after the career that Sam Darnold's had to this point, that after going 5-0 and not even looking that good in the past 2 games, he's getting this evaluation of $50 million, even $30 million. Isn't that kind of crazy? What does it say about the state of quarterbacks in this league?
Geno Smith makes 25. I think he's a
That
little
there's a
better.
desperation element. And let me just say this. If we don't sign Sam Darnold and we just move forward with the plan, guess what we get to do? Keep the whole damn team together with our rookie quarterback.
And that's what I want to do.
The whole team gets to stay. We get to re-sign the guys that were on 1 year. And this awesome defense, I'm just kind of assuming that we're going to keep Flores as the coordinator. The defense, which has been driving this team to the first 5 wins of this season, will still be here, and we'll still get to keep our weapons, maybe upgrade just a little bit. But if we sign Sam Darnold to $50 million a year, we're going to lose a couple of components.
I don't think there's any chance in the world. I just think it's crazy to think that it might happen with any team.
He's not.
And you know what? It's not crazy to think that, in the sense that one good season can get somebody paid, because he has had some slight success, and good for him. I hope he does find, life-changing wealth with some other team that's going to pay him and take that chance with him, and good for him. Just don't want it to be us.
All right, so we have to mark this down right now. It has to be written in Word. Put it down. All right. We don't. Who here does not want to sign Sam Darnold to a long-term deal?
I believe we said in the preseason, Cody, that it takes getting to the championship game before I would.
I want to see 2 people raise their hands. I want to see 2 people raise their hand.
Okay, let's say if we don't sign Sam Darnold to the Super Bowl, right? I wonder what the narrative will be if we only win 4 games the next year.
That we're going to drop another quarterback?
I mean, just think about what would be the narrative then.
I don't think that's possible. The defense alone will win us 4 games or more.
So now we're going from a 16% chance, and I'll give you those numbers. And now we're going to add on a 4-win season next year, which is probably like a 2% chance. What else can we throw in? Pigs flying. Can we put in some pigs flying across the U.S. Bank Stadium? If that happens, then we got to sign them.
I'll tell you what, Cody.
If pigs fly, Rinaldi, I'm down to sign him. $50 million, 3-4 years.
I'll tell you what,
let's do it.
Cody, if we start out 0-3 next year after letting him go, I'll be okay with us trading for Aaron Rodgers. Okay, I'll be fine with it.
No, he's got to say what we want. That's the word. You have to stick with it. I mean, okay, we only win 7 games. We missed the playoffs. We win 9. What would the narrative be? I'm not signing for $50 million. I think he's going to get a Baker Mayfield or a Geno Smith-like contract.
All right, we beat this one up enough. We beat this one up enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to sign him for $50 million, but I just wanted to throw. Okay, Shaq, you got something?
I was just going to say, I mean, our core players, and all of us know this, are already signed. If we sign Sam Darnold for 3 years, who are we going to lose out on?
The free agent class.
Fuck this free agent class.
Oh, yeah, let's just keep bringing it back. We've shown that fucking works.
Okay, wait a minute, Shaq.
Bringing it back. Let's get
Who are these core players that you're speaking of?
Bring it back, baby.
We're talking about
we got Ganku under contract for 2 years, right? Ganku's going to be here.
That's not 3.
He's going to be here, though, right? Is Ganku's going to be here next year?
Is it?
Next year?
He?
Yes. Is JJ going to be here next year?
Yeah.
Is
I
Grenard
like how
going to be
you
here
let
next
off
year?
with Van Ginkel.
I know, because they're going to be here. All these players are going to be here. The team is still going to be here. Who we going to lose? Byron Murphy, Shaq Griffin, Stephen Gilmore, all these old-ass players?
Yeah, we need 3 cornerbacks. We could replace Bradbury. We can replace Ingram. We can bring in another. We can bring in a defensive tackle.
I've been saying that he needs an extension.
I'd rather
right
have
now.
There's no defensive tackles
than fucking Sam Darnold. Sorry.
right now.
I'd
There's
rather have
no
those
defensive
two
tackles
spots
for
than
free
Sam
agency next year.
Say what?
I will
Get the free agency class with defensive tackles next year.
I've looked at the free agency class, and guess what? You don't
It's
know
weak.
what the free agency class is next year right now because
It's weak.
everything changes. Guys get dropped, guys get traded, guys get picked up. You have no idea what
As
the
of
free
right
agency
now?
class is going to look like in March, bro.
As of right now, it's trash.
As of right now, it doesn't matter.
Right now.
It's what happens in March, bro.
Yeah,
trash right
and by
now.
then we'll be a 16 team.
It's like a cat and heat. Calm down.
Right. All right, so we just finished up the first quarter of our season. We went 5-0, as we've mentioned many times throughout here. We beat the Giants, we beat the Texans, beat the Niners, beat the Packers, and we beat the Jets. Early on, it felt as we were winning that people weren't believing us as far as like media and stuff like that. They were calling us pretenders and thinking it was sustainable. Do you guys think that we've started to get the respect now? Are people starting to believe in us besides Viking fans? Shaq says no. Shaq says no. Cody says yes. Let's hear from you first, Shaq.
Well, if we're going into this game, a lot of people still respect the Detroit Lions over us. We're 5-0 and they're 4-1, but yet the Detroit Lions are the team that they say are the best team in the NFC. I feel like they not giving us respect still.
Skol, Zo. Cody, you say yes. What's your rebuttal on that one?
I think they're giving us respect. If you look at like college football rankings, right? When a college team has a bye, let's say they're the number 1 seed and you just saw a number 2 seed dominate a 10 seed. They move up to number 1 because that team had a bye. We had a bye this week. We dropped 2 spots in some things. PFT, Mike Florio, he's a big Vikings fan, right? He is just like me. I come in every single game thinking we're going to lose. I'm going to keep that strategy going forward because right now we're 5-0 when I do it. So we're looking at this. We're still in the top half of the rankings. We're top 5, all right? And that's good enough for me. We are a great team. We got done beating the Texans team, AFC championship contenders, possible Super Bowl contenders. Packers, definitely going to be in the playoffs, right? And they could be an NFC contender also in the championship. Jordan Love is playing lights out now. We just got done beating Jets, right? Jets are kind of dysfunctional, but they have the pieces in place to be a contender in the AFC, especially in the AFC East, because the Bills, right? Bills, they went up against the Jets and they beat them. It was a close game. Patriots are ass. Dolphins are ass without Tua. Even with Tua back, the Dolphins are still ass. So we played some really good teams. Even the Giants are playing well. The Giants are playing well, believe it or not, right? I think we are the
500 now.
Yeah, I think we're the best team in the league. We're the best team in the league. I think we've had the hardest schedule through the first 5 games. It's the gauntlet, and we have another hard game against the Lions. If we beat the Lions, there is no media can't say anything about us. They can't be like, oh, these guys are pretenders. Oh, these guys are fake. We beat the Lions, and we do it by 1 point, 3 point, by 50 points. They're going to put us above everybody, and they're going to call us contenders for the whole entire year.
That's why I can't let you on, Robbie, because Robbie, you're literally watching Shaq say no and Cody say yes, and you're calling it an agree-a-thon. See, I can't have that stupid ass disruption. I need better than that. What's up, Rinaldi?
You ever
My bad. Hold on, let me flip a table.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Sisyphus?
Go ahead, Rinaldi.
Rolled the rock up the hill. You ever hear the story of him?
Yeah.
Apollo, God said you got to give your lot in life to roll the rock up the hill. When you're the Minnesota Vikings, you are Sisyphus. You have to keep rolling the rock up the hill. There's always going to be another challenge in front of you that you have to overcome. And you can't be the best until you beat the best. So let everybody keep saying there's other teams better than us, and we'll keep rolling that rock up the hill. And that's our lot in life. So whether we're being disrespected or not, guess what? Use it as motivation. Roll the rock up the hill. We win this week. We'll be number 1 for a little while until we're not again.
And as Vikings fans, we're the guy that's tied up to the rock that has the bird come eat their guts out every morning. We're doing the Greek mythology thing.
Even if we beat the Lions and we lose to the Jags, I think we're still the number 1 team in the league.
I don't disagree.
Oh, man.
No.
Like Nick Fortson said, loss. Just because.
So Chaos
I think we're finally
we're perfectly fine without people talking about the Minnesota Vikings. And I kind of take that same stance. I'd almost rather us not be talked about.
I agree.
I like to see people at least acknowledge us when we're doing well. It does irk me a little bit when they don't even give us a chance, and they don't have to say that we're the best team in the league right now, but they are saying, yeah, this is going to be a good game. And prior to the season, they were probably always all counting this as an automatic L for us, and that, and I probably was too. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is, we're getting that respect. I mean, I'll be curious to see should we lose, which I don't think we will, is how far are they going to drop us? You know, are they going to still say, yeah, they're still a good team going against the Rams, or are they going to be like, well, there's the Vikings we've been expecting? But yeah, I feel like they're giving us some respect. Look who we beat. Look who they beat. They happened to lose to the one and only over 500 team they played. We beat the team that's more complete than they are, you know, handily. So,
You know,
I mean,
I don't even care when the media starts talking about us. Like, I literally turn the station almost immediately. I don't want to hear Carissa Thompson's take that she screws up about things about the Vikings that I know. And it's like, those takes were great before those takes are great before ESPN and 24/7 news things and having clips all day. But when she comes on later, or anybody like that, they're just fluff pieces, man. I don't even watch them, so I don't care if they're talking about them.
Yep.
let me just jump in on something real quick here. Lucy, if they're starting to follow the Vikings, then they need to follow us.
What's up, Lincoln?
What up, Lincoln?
Hello.
What's up? Give us your take on the first quarter of the season.
Amazing. Exactly what I expected.
This is Nick Swartzen's brother, I swear to God.
No. Never even met him. No, this is exactly what I expected.
You expected us to be 5-0.
Yes. I expect us to be 6-0 also after Sunday.
Ooh.
When do we lose? When do we lose?
We don't.
It's Nick Swartzen's
I remember
little
when I
brother.
was that optimistic. I remember when I was that optimistic.
There is no
Vikings fan.
optimistic. There is no hope. My hope died. My hope died when Kirk Cousins threw that 3-yard check down in 2022 against the Giants.
There
in
you
the
go,
playoffs.
Fish.
That's when I hope officially died.
Well, it didn't die if you said you expected us to be 5-0 and expect us to go 6-0. So you're just talking but not meaning it.
Yeah, no. That's different. I didn't hope this. No, I knew it. And I know we're going to go undefeated. We already beat the hardest part of our schedule, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, technically, on paper.
Yeah. Why should we lose a game then?
Talking about the media, we got to give a shout out to Good Morning Football's Jamie Erdahl, Vikings fan. She's giving us all the love on that show every single morning.
Hell yeah.
Watching that just because she says Vikings all the time. Even what's Kyle Brandt is even saying things about us. He's saying we're smoking the Lions this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, so they're starting to have more confidence than I am. I mean, I'll get to.
I
my
think she
opinion
just
on
said that
later,
just so
but
she could
I don't
get
know
that
about smoking them.
Gallerhorn invite.
Yep.
Blow
So,
that gallon horn.
Shaq.
I wasn't going there, Shaq, but thanks.
You went there.
Well, we're trying to give a shout out. He goes with the nuke.
Yeah, blow the gallon horn.
I don't subscribe to this.
Who
It's good to
wrote
lose a game or two. What's up, Emerson? I don't subscribe.
What's up,
to that.
Emerson? Skol,
I want to
buddy.
go. I want to go undefeated all the way to the damn Super Bowl. I don't want to feel I lost this whole year. I've seen us
You won't
have a
experience
couple
one.
losses. I've seen us have losses in a season, and then it never ends well. I've never seen us have a season where we don't lose a game. I want to see that.
Not many franchises have seen that either, though.
No, they have not. So I want to be one of the few, and I want to finish it,
Third.
unlike the Patriots.
Exactly. They didn't draft Randy Moss, though.
Thank
We
you,
did.
Bob. Yeah, but they didn't get Randy Moss to a Super Bowl. They did.
Did he win it, though?
He got there. I haven't even been there in my 42 years of life. I would like to see what that's like. I ain't never had that happen to me.
I haven't experienced a Minnesota championship in my life besides the Lynx and professional women's hockey. So
That's something. So Ronaldo, how important do you think that our free agent signings were to our first quarter success?
If I had to rate it at 1 to 10, I'd put it at 9.99999. Every one of them stepped up, dude. Hey, Munoz needs a link, by the way. Every single one of them stepped up. I couldn't be happier with coming up with guys that I knew less about going into the season, signing them, and then actually having them come through. It's unbelievable how that happened. And if they do half as good in the next quarter, we still win 4 out of 5.
That's fair. What do you think, Cody? How important has the free agent signings been?
Huge. It's the most important thing that's gotten us to this point. I think I want to be in that room with Flores and Quessy, and Flores is like looking him dead in the eye, and Quessy's like, whatever you want. He's like, I want this dude, this dude, this dude, this dude. I'm gonna get you to 5-0 through 6 weeks. I promise. And like I just want to see that conversation go down of him picking these guys out, guys that were like, who the hell is this guy? And we had to like search him up on the Google, and like, oh, okay, he looks good, not bad. Jonathan Greenard, we're like, oh, looks like a 1-year thing. No, B. Flu knew exactly who he wanted on this defense, and the defense is what's winning us these games. It's exactly what's doing.
For sure.
And he picked out. He's like, he's the kid on the schoolyard, like picking your team. I want him, and him, because he knew the pieces he needed. And now you've got all these guys that people overthought besides Stephon Gilmore, but they think, oh, he's too old. No, they're the perfect fit, perfect mold for this B-Flow defense.
So Peterson wants to come back too.
Yeah, Peterson wants to go anywhere. We'll have him. So it seems like we're all in agreement that, the free agent class is big, but it seems like maybe the credit's going elsewhere. Shaq, how much credit do you give to Quasi for putting this together?
Well, he actually, being the GM that he is, he actually went out and go sign those players because, the coaches, their job is only to, say, yeah, this player could fit my scheme and I could build a scheme around him. But it's up to the GM to actually go work out a contract, build around, making sure the cap space fits what we're planning on to do, not just for 1 year, but 3-4 years down the line, and it doesn't affect the team in the future. So it's kind of building on winning now and winning in the future. So I feel like we got to give Quasi just as much appreciation as we do with KOC and Brian Flores, because he's listening to it's the communication factor that the Wilfs wanted, and what seemed to make Spillman and Zimmer go down was there was disconnect between the players they wanted and the players they got.
Well, and Quasi also, he got help from Falvey and also Connolly as well for the draft this last season.
Quasi did not know players. I'm sorry. He doesn't know football. He just knows numbers.
Ooh. Well, and that's why he also looked out for help for players.
Yeah, he definitely went to his coaches. What do you need?
Well, his coaches, also other GMs within the state.
What do you think, Shaq? Sorry, Fish. You guys look like brothers. Do you think?
Well, yeah,
Quasi,
I could see it.
Do you think Quasi should be up for GM of the year based off the moves?
Okay, so.
Or he didn't have much.
Once again, this has been a clinic of how to eat humble pie for me about how he's handled his free agents. Amazing signings. Far and away surpassed anything I thought they'd be able to do. At a high level in this game, just killing it. I just don't think that he's getting his drafts quite right yet. I like what he did with Turner and Reichard, but the rest of his draft picks, and he hasn't had a lot to work with this year, but I think that GM of the year, I think he's probably got some stiffer competition from some guys who are still drafting with really well and hitting on a lot of draft picks, as well as getting some good free agents and building their teams that way. He's got half the formula where he's just crushing it right now, and he's getting better at the other half. But I think GM of the year, I'll wait for that next year for what he does, if he has anything to work with in the draft, to finalize and put this team together and bring it all together for another Super Bowl win. And I said another Super Bowl win.
Well, I think it's fair to say that all the GMs in the NFC North have done a pretty wild job. We have a full takedown rebuild in the Bears. We have a QB that switch in Green Bay. The Lions have drafted unbelievably and made a lot of really wild deals. And Kwesi did whatever Kwesi did, and we have a 5-0 start. And a coach that's 24-8 or something like that, 24-10, 24-12. This is
Undefeated
stupid
with
winning
the turnover
record.
spread when he wins.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
he
the
is.
reality is that all four of these teams have done good. It looked like it was just going to be a race to see which way was the better way to go. Guess what? There's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's no exact right way to do it. And all four of these teams are looking pretty solid. And it wouldn't be a shock, other than the fact that they haven't played each other that much yet, to see them all make the playoffs, or at least three of them.
All right, well, let's get into this Detroit game. So it's like that's the flavor of the
three
week.
teams are making the playoffs.
For sure, three of them
Yes,
are, but we'll see. Has 4 ever made it? Has there ever been a whole division going to the playoffs?
Shit, if the Chicago Bears keeps playing the competition they do, they might just sneak in.
It can't be 4.
Prior to the expansion, it couldn't be 4.
Why couldn't it be 4? There's
Now
17.
before.
Three. There's
It
Depends
three.
on how well we beat up each other.
3 wild card teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the schedule's made out to where it won't be 4.
Because they said that in baseball too, Cody. And look at what happened in baseball.
That's
Who
true.
made it? Well, which 4 teams from the same division made it, not the same conference.
The White Sox, Kansas City, and the Guardians are
White
not the
Sox,
Tigers,
Not
not the White Sox.
Tigers.
Tigers. White Sox
I don't
broke
watch
the
the
record
AL,
for the
but
most
yeah.
losses.
Tigers. 3. You said 3. Okay, thank you. That's all.
So
I needed.
all the wild card teams came from the same division.
That's all my point was.
Yeah.
3.
So all the wild card teams.
How many divisions?
No, because Guardians had the division spot, but yeah.
Guardians take the top spot in that division.
The Royals made it too.
Yeah, that's 2 wild card teams.
Royals,
and
Indians,
Orioles
and
was a
Tigers.
third.
Royals, Indians, Tigers made it, Cody. You're losing this one. 3
And the
teams.
Indians won
All the
division.
wild cards.
All the wild
So,
cards.
so Eric, to answer your question, because I can't type in comments, I'm from Western Kentucky, right by, pretty close to Paducah. I actually live in Murray, where Murray State University is, where John Morant played ball.
All right, so we
Ja,
got
right?
our 5-0 Vikings taking on
Gonna
the
get
defending
pitched
champ
again.
Lions, who are 4-1. They've won their last 3 games. They looked pretty dominant last week against the Cowboys, but they did lose a big piece in Aiden Hutchinson. You know, we're not going to talk bad about that. That was sad to see. I wish he might have hurt his thumb or something like that and couldn't play this week, but I would not wish what happened to him on anybody. So
For
that's a
sure.
shame. I haven't seen the odds since yesterday, but I saw the Vikings opened up as a 2.5 point favorite. Has that swung at all, Cody?
I saw
Yeah.
-2 last night.
1.5 point on DraftKings.
So it's at 1.5 now. So
I saw -2 last night, so damn.
So they
Which to
got
me,
better.
that makes more sense. That makes more sense because at 2.5, I thought that was a little bit much. So I mean,
I thought 2 is much. I want them to be favored.
That's
that
a
would
good-
keep the narrative going.
People
Yeah.
are smashing the Lions right now, causing that point differential to drop.
Yep.
So the Lions, they averaged what, like 20 points their first 3 games, but the last 2 or the last 3, whatever it is, they've averaged 44 points. Like now they're starting to
Yeah, they
beat up
played
teams.
garbage teams. They played garbage teams.
That's what
Wait
you're
till they play our
attributing it
defense.
to?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Seahawks Cowboys are garbage. Seahawks are dog shit.
I
Seahawks.
wouldn't say garbage. They was
I-
beat up. It was injured.
Cowboys?
I wouldn't say they
Oh,
was garbage.
Seahawks are beat up. Seahawks are beat up for sure, but their current
Cowboys
team
are beat
is
up.
dog shit. Cowboys, whether they're beat up or not, they're still dog shit. That's a bad team. Mike McCarthy is a bad coach.
I mean, he kind of has a winning record against us when he joined the Cowboys.
Well, let me just say their defenses are pretty well beat up. Both of those teams were missing, at least 4 starters off their defense. The Cowboys were missing their main guy, Micah Parsons. So, I mean,
Cowboys also is still running Eric Hendricks.
The Cowboys defense was
and he
trash.
was injured.
Parsons too.
Oh, he's injured also?
Yeah, he was out.
Yeah.
He was out for that game.
They was beat up.
Well, I
mean-
mean, shit, he was beat up when he was with us too, so.
When Micah Parsons was in the game, they were still bad defense. They were not a good defense.
Yeah, no, Cowboys are not a good defense at all.
So I mean, but the point is that I
Vikes are
mean,
very
a
beat
bad
up also,
defense, and
Brian.
now you add on to it that they were playing against half of the team being second string. This is going to be a whole nother
Putting
element.
up 44 points against any team, I think, is a freaking accomplishment in the NFL. We haven't done
It
it.
depends if you want to run up the score or not.
Mhm.
They were out there
Dan-
doing trick plays trying to get their tackle to score a
Yeah,
touchdown.
exactly. Dan Campbell is an ego. Let's see if it matches up this week.
No, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter like who they were playing. Like, they're looking like a pretty dominant team, in my opinion.
Not if you have an ego
And-
like that. He's gonna fall sometime.
Sure.
And it'll be this weekend.
Ronaldo, if this ends up being like a high-scoring game, do you think the Vikings can run with them? Like, if both teams have to score in the 30s, can we do that, or are we going to be in some trouble?
I think Aaron Jones has to be on the field if
For
we're
sure.
going to do that. Yeah, I don't know that we can really do that without him. To be honest with you, I think Ty Chandler
need
is a usable backup with time to scheme him in there.
Well, there's a
And-
reason
and
why we
maybe-
just traded for Akers too.
and maybe mix in Akers a little bit, but I just don't know that we're going to be able to score those kind of points. And frankly, I think the loss of their defensive end is actually pretty big. I think it opens up a lot of other plays. I mean, you know, he has something on. I think he's got like 30 something pressures. The only second guy closest to him is Grenard, and he's 12 behind him. And the whole rest of the Lions team has 15 pressures. We should be able to defend these guys. I would expect them to blitz a lot, and I think Sam can handle the blitz. A little rollout, a little bit of a screen game. I think this team could do okay, but I don't know about 40 points, bro.
Ronaldo, you got a question. Who's your favorite Viking all time?
44.
Chuck Foreman?
You bet.
Matt Abiata?
Josh Metellus?
Shaq, what do you think? Can we run with the Lions if this ends up being a high scoring affair? Like, can we go blow for blow with them?
I mean, shit. Did we go blow for blow with them last year?
Yeah, but Nick Mullins is our quarterback. It's different now.
Yeah, it's different now,
We
Shaq.
might actually win. We might actually win if we don't throw 4 picks.
Honestly, we could have won the game if Hockenson wasn't injured on the field.
Wasn't purposely injured.
His piece in this game, if he does play.
You think we can run with them, Fish?
Absolutely. And I think it's going to be a track meet. I think our defense is going to cause a turnover or two, which will keep it close, which will keep us ahead of them. I think that if we don't get that turnover or two, we might be in trouble. But I think we're both going to score in the 30s, and I think we're going to win.
What about you, Lincoln? Can we score 40 points this game if we have to?
We're starting out 28-0.
I don't like that because last time we started out 20-0, the scoring pretty much stopped. We almost got
That's true.
caught.
That's true. But we're starting out 28-0. We're gonna let that gas.
But my thing is, if we're going touchdown to touchdown, can we keep up with them? Like back and forth, boom, boom. I don't have the confidence that we can, unfortunately.
Jared Goff?
I haven't seen enough.
I haven't seen enough of Jared Goff to be confident.
Then you should watch some football.
No, they have a run game.
I think
so. His last 2 weeks. So his last 2 weeks, he had a good, decent QB game. He might be player of the month. Honestly,
He didn't play us.
I can tell you we are going to keep up with them if it does score to score because their defensive leader.
He's going to see
out.
ghosts.
Their biggest leader
ghosts.
defense is out. It's Aiden Hutchinson. He's out. He's the captain of that defense. He's the leader of that defense. He motivates dudes across that defense. I think with him being out for this game right here, we will keep up with him. And I don't think we have to keep up with him. I think we win.
We'll blow him out.
All right, Link. I gotta bring on our Lion fans to do our Skol with the enemy. Give me your prediction on this game. Give me your prediction on this game.
My prediction will be 42-13.
Who's gonna win?
Not bad.
Vikings.
42-13 Vikings.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you, bro. All right, we're gonna get into this right now. We're gonna Skol with the enemy. This is the first time ever we brought on 2 fans of the other team. We're gonna bring on Manny and we're gonna bring on Greg. So let's give them a nice Skol.
Skol, boys.
Skol, fellas. Welcome to the Skol show.
Uh-oh. Greg might be frozen.
What's up, fellas?
Uh-oh, Greg. There he is.
Ah!
Yo,
What's going on, guys?
what's up,
Greetings.
y'all?
What's
I'm
going
blessed to
on?
say-
You see, I'm
Love you
representing.
every week except this week, guys. You're great. You're a great fan base, but this week we hate you. Okay.
you know what? That's what I want to ask you guys first. Like, what do you guys think about the Vikings? Not just this season. Like, what's your opinion on the Vikings in general?
I'll let my
Go ahead,
brother
Manny.
Go first. I'll let my brother go first.
All right, go ahead, Greg. Uh-oh. Greg having technical difficulties.
Uh-oh.
All right. What I think about the Vikings, man, I think they're a great team, man. Yeah, I'm here.
We're losing you, buddy.
We're losing you like the championship game, man.
We're losing you.
Can y'all hear
Maybe
me?
try back. Maybe try backing out and coming back in.
We hear you. It's a lag.
Yeah,
He-
it's
he's
a big
lagging
lag.
right now.
Yeah, Greg,
All right, bet.
try to back out and come back.
Okay. All right. I'm going to jump in here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What do I think of the Vikings? What do I think of the Vikings? Recently, I think that you're not equal to Bud Grant's Vikings. Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
That was a black and blue team. That man came to your town to beat you senseless so you would have him in your head. He owned the 70s. I'm a Fran Tarkenton fan. I go way back. Okay. Loved watching the Vikings in the 70s. Okay. The Vikings have become this kind of West Coast hodgepodge. All right. They're following the pack. I haven't liked that. And what you're seeing this week, what's coming to Minnesota, is Bud Grant's Vikings. Here's what I mean. Okay. The Lions are built on the back of the offensive line. Just like the Washington Redskins, who would burn an entire quarter to kick a field goal to keep the ball away from you. Because if I have the ball, you don't. True?
True.
Exactly. Okay. And that's how those games are won. That's the kind of game this is going to be. That first quarter is going to be lit. Okay. But once they settle down and get into that game, it's going to be some real black and blue football. That purple jersey is going to show, and the history of the black and blue division is going to be seen, and the entire nation is going to be watching this game. We're going to see in this game who is going to take the number one seed in the NFC. And I have to hope it's the Lions, but if it's not my Lions, it better be your Vikings.
Yeah, boy.
Okay? You
I
know,
can live with that.
here's
Zach?
to the north. Here's to the north.
All right,
Here's to the
cool.
north.
So Manny,
All right.
what is your background as a Lions fan?
I am 61 years old and a lifelong Lions casual fan because there was no point learning their names because they sucked. Honestly, I go back to Greg Landry and Lem Barney and Charlie Sanders, Billy Sims, another one who bites the dust. You know,
2020.
Oh yeah, it's 0-16. Oh my God. Okay. William Clay Ford, the single head of that franchise for 60 years, was an amazing human being, but an absolutely shitty football team owner. Okay. Hands have changed. It's been good the past couple of years. And we're seeing this division develop into something very powerful, like the NFC West was for quite a while. Okay. Hang on, guys. It's going to be a great ride. It really is. I have to apologize for being late. I was ambushed in my driveway by some Bears fans. Okay. So.
You weren't late at all, man. I was trying to rush to get you on in time because I know it's later for you than it is. Well, for me, anyways, it's later for you. These guys, I don't care about how late it is for them.
Yes, he's proved that many times.
But so as you're saying, like you grew up a lifelong Lions fan, no names, this and that. What has the transformation been like these last few years, going from those like lovable losers to being like an actual legit powerhouse?
It's for us in Detroit, and I'm not alone. It is the single most wonderful thing because it is the one franchise that has not brought us a title in our lifetime. Okay, the Tigers have won World Series in my lifetime. The Red Wings, the Pistons won. Okay, you got the Lions hanging on, and we never figured we'd see them with even a shot. Okay, and it looks like a real shot this year and next year.
What's up,
Welcome
Greg? We
back,
got
Greg.
you.
Yeah, I think. Am I good?
Yeah. Now you're good.
I had to come outside, man. It ain't working. House.
All right. Well, I want to ask you guys, like, what you're feeling about Dan Campbell as your coach. So, what do you got, Greg?
Well, man, I think he's a good coach, man. Out of heart. The only thing, though, man, sometimes he make bad decisions. Sometimes, because of his heart. But other than a great coach, man, I think one of our best coaches we had ever, really, since Fonte. What was his name? Fonte. What was his name?
What, Wayne Fontaine? Yeah.
Wayne.
Wayne Fonts. The big
Wayne
Fonts.
Fonts. Wayne
The
Fonts.
big Fonts.
Yep. He's a great motivator. He got them boys playing some good ball.
Fellas, let me ask you a question. I'm going to go back just a couple of years. I want to go back, I think it was 3 years, where you guys were coming off like one of those seasons where I think you only like one game, and you were coming in, I think it was Dan Campbell's first year, and you were still losing games, but it was oh so close. And then I think you tied, was it the Steelers? And you ended up beating us for your first win of the season. But like in that whole season where you were still losing those games, but it was like heartbreaker. I think you opened up against the Eagles and they got up big on you, and then you ran your way back in and they barely beat you by a field goal. And what I want to ask you is, when you were watching those games happen where it's like just so close, but you couldn't quite chin the bar, what were you thinking in the grand scheme of your team at that point?
Which one of us answers first?
Whoever wants to jump on.
Here's what I saw. Okay, have any of you played competitive sports?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was a baseball player, so when you're watching it hustle, when somebody is playing, right? And I see it. Okay, I saw in those teams guys who didn't have the kind of talent that could put them on the elite rosters, but were working so hard for this guy. I saw in Dan Campbell in those games a coach who was going to get them where they needed to go if they worked hard enough. The perfect example of that is Dan Skipper, who got cut on Hard Knocks, if you remember. Okay, and he was crying, but the man brought his lunch and he made a team. And that moment represents every working person in this town. Dan Campbell, in my opinion, is probably the best coach in the NFL right now, because he can get those guys to run through a brick wall.
In that aspect, I agree. I don't know about schematically.
Well, we could talk about the schematics because he's a very simple coach. It's Ben Johnson that is really doing the magic with that offense. Okay, but if you take a look at the way this guy addresses his team, okay, he's straight up, just like this group. He's just straight up. There's no dance, there's no bullshit, okay? And because he's honest with these guys, he can get them to do things that they would not do for other coaches. And that is hard to find. You'll find the same thing with, Kansas City Chiefs.
Andy Reid?
Andy Reid, thank you. Okay, he's a different kind of motivator, okay? But he gets them where they need to be in their head. And that's what Dan Campbell does. This is gonna be the best game of the season. There's not gonna be a game that compares to this.
It'll be the best game of the season up to this point. I'll give you that. Greg, I want to ask you a different question, and that is, what makes you confident in this game, and what gives you worries in this game about playing the Minnesota Vikings this week?
Well, my worries is hopefully Aaron Jones ain't playing. That's one of my worries. But I know, we stop the run real well. We stop the run. So my worries is that pass defense, man. Is Arnold gonna be able to check your boy?
Check.
You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be one of our biggest tasks right there. Can we hold him to, limited pass or limited deep passes? You know what I'm saying? because that's what might kill us. But one thing about I noticed this year about us, man, we ain't been giving up no deep passes. So we keeping everything under.
So you're not worried about the Vikings defense at all?
Not really. Not really.
Man,
I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell y'all why.
okay.
I'm not guys' defense, because we run the ball well, and that is huge. That's huge for us. Running the ball.
That is huge. And having the two running backs you have kind of concerns me somewhat. But we're one of the top 3 in run defense right now, so that kind of gives me confidence that we can stop them. I feel like you guys used to pass the ball a little more to running backs, which would scare me, but you're not doing that this year. So what makes you confident in this game?
For us winning the game?
Yeah. What's your next, Manny?
Our running game.
I'm scared to death of that. I am scared to death of that defense because you have a solid front 4 and you have what, like 19, 20 sacks already?
20.
Yeah, 20. Okay. The secondary is stable. Okay. The backfield is really good. Okay. The Lions run the ball. Our strongest part of the team is the offensive line. So we've got the best. We've got the best against the best. And the Lions have to win that battle to win the game. And if you win that part of the battle, then it's all done. I'm scared of that defense. I am.
Rinaldi, same question. What makes you confident that the Vikings can win this game, and what worries you that we might not win this game?
Oh, it's all about being able to cover the wide receivers. I mean, that is a prolific offense, and if we don't do a good job of covering them up, not letting them get over the top, we are going to have a hard time keeping up with them. I have a little bit of a question for I guess Greg or Greg first, because Manny just answered the last one. You know, we lost Hockenson in a game last year, and he's come back. He's primed to come back on Sunday, maybe Thursday.
Okay.
But it happened in the Lions game, and it was Kirby Joseph who made some really awful comments. How do you feel about Kirby Joseph in those comments and having the prospect of Hockenson having a revenge game?
That's tough, man. I really think, being a free safety and being the kind of player that a free safety is supposed to be, you gotta be like that. You gotta be angry. You gotta be evil. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the best free safeties was evil. You know what I mean? Brian Dawkins, they out there to hurt you. You know, one of the San Francisco's guys, they out there to hurt you. So the revenge game, I don't know, man. Hockenson, man, I used to love some Hockenson, dog. I hated that we gave him to you guys. I love me some Hockenson.
Same question, Manny.
I don't know what the comments were, so I gotta kind of defer. But if there is a revenge game involved here, Hockenson's your guy because the guy's solid. We drafted him high for a reason.
Yeah,
really hated losing him, especially to you guys in the division. All right, as fans, great guy. Okay. As for how the game's played anymore, I mean it's downright violent. I'm not a fan of the way they play it. I'm not a fan of the way they play it now. Okay. There's a lot of low hits, and they all seem to not get flagged. None of us, at least me in my circle, we're not fans of that stuff. Okay. When I was hanging out with friends who played football in high school, it was above the waist. Okay. Now it's between the waist and the knees. That's not a good angle. Okay. People are going to get hurt that way. People are going to lose their careers. What's going to happen with Hockenson? Dude, I'm telling you, he's going to tear it up. He's going to tear it up on Sunday. I really think if he's there, he'll tear it up.
Hockenson, he's under 25 yards Sunday.
I mean, he might be because he doesn't play. If he plays, he's definitely breaking that 25, my guy.
All right, so I got another question for you. Give me two position groups that you feel like the Lions are better than the Vikings, and give me two position groups where you feel like the Vikings are better than the Lions.
Greg, go ahead, Greg.
Oh, y'all gonna give me the question first, right? Oh man, I think two position groups.
If you can only do one, that's fine.
Offensive line, definitely. offensive line. And then we got the advantage on the running game. And you guys got the best you got a better class of wide receivers, with Jefferson and the rookie you guys got in what's the other boy name?
Addison.
You guys, Addison. So on that part, you guys got us there. I think the defense, well, you guys caused turnovers, man. You guys got us on that too, man. You guys got us on that. Yeah.
Fair enough. What do you say, Manny?
What I said earlier, that the best part of your team is that defensive front. That is going to win a lot of games for you. Okay. And the best part of the very best part of the Lions is their offensive line. It's one of the best in the league. All right. We have, I think, an advantage in special teams. Okay. We've got a really good kicking game. And I think that your receivers are a notch above ours in separation. I really do. A weakness from our perspective, I think, is the secondary. Okay. I think there's the potential for us to really get picked apart out there if Sam Darnold can be kept upright. If you guys are in the backfield all day long, our receivers, as elite as people think they aren't going to be worth anything because they're not going to get the ball. Right. So let's see how the game's played on Sunday, okay? And any given Sunday. I mean, holy Toledo, no one, not even me. I didn't think the Vikings were going to beat the Niners.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I'm like, okay, we might have something here, okay? And so I've been watching the division, and right now you're the team to chase.
I'm feeling a little bit too much love, to be honest. I'm feeling a little bit too much love. Cody,
no. Okay, first let's get in there. Okay, all right.
Let's get in there.
Let's get in there. Okay, the North Brotherhood is the North Brotherhood. There's respect, right? Okay.
No.
Cody, you may have the stage, sir.
Ain't no love on Sunday.
Cody, you got this next.
Okay.
I don't want you to win a single fucking game. I don't want to win a single fucking game. I don't want the Bears to win a single fucking game.
But what about the Lions play the Packers?
Tie.
Yeah. If you guys win by a field goal, all right, or that'd be awesome.
I want my black and blue back. Okay. I want real football back. And there's got to be 2 or 3 teams from this division that have to control the league to do that.
They will control.
All right, Cody, I want to ask you now. What are you confident about in this game for the Vikings to win, and what gives you some concern that we might lose this game?
I'm very concerned. This is what I'm very confident in is I want the Lions to double team Justin Jefferson. I do want you guys to do that because it's going to leave open our other weapons that we have. We have Jordan Addison and Jalen Naylor. We saw what teams did. We saw what the Packers did to us. We saw what the Giants did to us. They double teamed JJ. The Jets actually single coveraged JJ majority of the time on the field, and they had better success. Right? That means Jordan Addison's not getting free open. He's not running his free routes. So when you guys, I want you to double JJ. Give me your best players on JJ. I'll let Jordan Addison run all over you guys all day. Catch the ball over you guys all day. 49ers did it last year, right? 49ers like, okay, they got nobody. We can single coverage Jordan Addison. Don't single coverage Jordan Addison. We have so many weapons on this offensive side that you got to account for. I'm very confident in this game, only because, and I'm sorry to say it, is your defensive leader is out of the game.
That's huge for us.
That's huge. I made me sick. I was like, I wanted you guys full strength against us with us having TJ Hockenson on the field. I wanted you guys full strength, and I saw that, and I was like, I'm very confident now. Your defensive leader is off the field. It's like losing.
Don't get too confident, okay? Because you know what you're getting with Detroit. You see what they look. The last 2 games, we basically jammed the ball down their throat and told them they're going to get up and make breakfast. Okay, that's what we did. Okay, and we're coming to your home, and don't think this team isn't coming with an agenda. Okay, because we want the division. They want that division. They're not going to let it go easy, and we're
coming to get that division.
Well, now we know that every team that plays the Lions lose the next week. So we're hoping to send you 2-0, and for us to be 6-1, and you to be 5-2.
Well, I'm looking at your quarterback. I got my slags, my second Jared Goof in the game, right? Goff to make that poor decision, bro. And you've seen it.
Well, you got to get that. You got to make that happen. And that's the concern. And I mentioned that earlier. That defense is solid, okay? But you got to get to him. And if you can't get to him, he's going to pick you apart. Because if you keep him upright, he's good. 18 for 18 against Seattle, I think it was, right? Perfect game, okay? And this past week, we went into Dallas with an agenda to humiliate them, and we did it. We're coming into Minnesota to own you, okay?
Okay.
That's
7 against your 5. You got to block the other.
Jack,
that's right.
you ain't said nothing in like 90 minutes.
The game is played on Sunday, so we're going to see how it goes, okay?
Well, I wanted to ask you guys a question, a real quick question. Who is the better quarterback, Matthew Stafford or Jared Goff?
I'm saying Jared Goff.
By numbers,
I'm saying Jared Goff.
Okay, now by numbers, it's Stafford all day. Stafford did a lot here, but he didn't have anything to work with. He had no offensive line. If he'd have been stood upright for like with this line, he would have. Holy Toledo, the numbers would have been amazing.
I believe that if Stafford was here when Dan Campbell was here, it would have been probably a different story. For some reason, Stafford needs that coach to be a better player. And when he went to Sean LeVay, what'd you see? Stafford turned out to be a better quarterback.
I do, guys. I like.
He's 1-4 now. Is it 1-4?
And they both played with Sean McVay.
Yeah,
but Goff took him to the Super Bowl.
I do like
I'm telling you. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all about a coach. You have a good coach, you can do it.
Yeah, you guys.
So Shaq, like once again, Shaq, you ain't talked in 90 minutes. So what worries you, and what are you confident about in this game?
What worries me is if we don't contain their rush game, because if we don't contain their rush game, then Jared Goff's going to go off. He needs that play action to be successful. Don't let Jared Goff get you confused thinking he's a good pocket passer. He needs that run game to complete his full passing abilities. If we stop that run game and let Jared Goff make Jared Goff win the game for the Lions, he's not going to do that. He needs David Montgomery. He needs Gibbs.
Yep, I agree. I was thinking that too. If he's under center and doing play action, it's going to be tough. But if he's stuck back in shotgun the whole day, we can handle that.
But that's almost the same with Sam Darnold. I mean, he's been choking in the second half.
Fair. They both have been good quarterbacks as far as like quarterback rating goes, but they both take a drastic dip when under pressure. So when things are perfect, they both play well. And let me ask you guys this. I personally think that Goff is underrated. Do you feel that way as Lion fans?
Yeah, I feel that way too.
He shouldn't be. He's the number one pick in the draft.
No, I think Goff is what he is, okay? I mean, look, let's talk about what you got in Sam Darnold, okay? Drew Brees was a train wreck in San Diego and goes to the Saints and becomes a champion. And I really think that's what you're looking at because you got a guy who's fitting into the system that you have. Okay, it looked good for a few years, as long as you got him or a player like him in a system like that. Okay, is Goff as good as Darnold all day? Okay, all day because he's got the right line in front of him. It's about the offensive line. That's the whole game. That's what Holmes and Campbell are building here is that offensive line. So this comes down to 10 guys, your defensive front and our offensive line. That's the game right there. Who's good? Who's the better group?
Fair.
You know?
Yeah,
it's like the game's going to be decided in the trenches.
It's going to be decided in the trenches.
And that's going to be that's going to be difficult because I mean I think defensively I think we're going to have it. Offensively they definitely have it. So I mean, imagine this game. Imagine both teams scoring under 20 points in this game. Would that be a surprise to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
This game ends up 17-13 or something.
no.
That wouldn't surprise
me
you.
at all.
I'd be freaking surprised, bro.
No.
Cody, what's up?
Yeah.
What's the over under on this game, Cody?
49.
39.
40.
50. It jumped to 51.5.
Wow.
And you're not gonna be surprised if it's under 30, you guys. Come on.
No,
Why?
because we have a great defense.
Because it's division. It's a divisional game.
Okay, but it was a divisional game both times we played them last year. I think the total was like 70.
You don't bet division.
But we had Nick Mullins.
Gambler. You do not bet. Like a main event. You don't
So
bet.
Greg, who's one player on the Lions that, unless you're a Lions fan, you don't really know about, but he's an impact player for you guys?
Ooh, man, I know all my players, man, but
No, you do, but like, unless you're a Lions fan, you don't know about this guy. But
Brian Branch, man. Brian Branch. I don't know if you guys know about him, but
yeah.
Brian Branch.
From Alabama, safety cornerback.
Yeah, man, he's
I know
nice,
about
man. He's playing second year. He's playing awesome, man.
Last game, he had 2 picks, 2 pass deflections, a fumble recovery.
Yeah,
I saw him on the injury report yesterday. Did he come off?
I don't know.
Craig's like, he better.
Nah, I saw him on the injury report yesterday, but I think I saw that everybody except I think you have like one offensive lineman that didn't practice today.
Yeah, man. I just hope St. Brown go off on you boys.
I hope he doesn't because he hasn't done it all year, but we would be the team to do that. I mean, because like you guys said earlier that you think your biggest weakness is your secondary. I think our biggest weakness is the secondary, even though it's not as bad as it's been in past years. It is improved.
Yeah.
But we play a soft freaking zone, and I hate that. And if you guys are taking advantage of those underneath passes, it might be a long day for us.
Yeah. Well, man, I think it's going to be a coaching battle, man. This game. It's more.
If it comes down to coaching battle, I'm taking us.
Yeah.
I'm taking us.
I mean, I really like y'all defensive coordinator, man. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's all right.
He's my game ball guy.
What about you, Manny? Do you have a player that like maybe is not getting the highlights? He's not a big name brand guy, but he does the work for you guys. He's very important. He makes an impact on the game.
Number 70, Dan Skipper. Okay, I told you earlier. I referenced earlier. Hard Knocks got cut. That's a guy that tried out for multiple teams, and what he shows in himself is that front office and that coaching staff's ability to pull out the best in players. Okay, and that guy is on the team, and as a matter of cracking jokes, okay, yeah, he's going to report eligible. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, look, that's who the team is. Okay, in a nutshell. Okay, is Dan Skipper, because there are no egos in that locker room. There's no prima donnas. It's not allowed. Okay, that is a real football team. It's a real black and blue football team. And here's the rhetorical question for you guys that I'll answer with 2 answers. Okay, one, why are the Minnesota team colors purple? Right? Well, as a Lions fan, I would say it's because you've been choking for 50 years.
See, as a Viking fan, we've heard that one, bro. We've heard that one.
But I know it's because it's the color of a bruise. You guys come into the black and blue division as an expansion team in the early 60s. Okay? And this is going to be, hopefully, a real black and blue game. Okay? And it's going to be ugly. And that is going to be a thing of beauty for us as fans, because you're going to see something you haven't seen since the 70s. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. And if the defensive line does what it has been doing so far, okay, the Lions are going to have real problems. Now, the Lions are going to meet that, okay? Your problem is the second half, as ours was last year.
It has been.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, look at what Green Bay almost did, okay? And they're not even good.
Stop it, Low.
Whoa. They're pretty good.
They're pretty good. It's the best division in football. They're pretty good. Rinaldi,
Green Bay is good too.
Rinaldi, who's one person on our team that you think may be a little unsung that these guys might not know about that they better watch out for?
Do you guys? Let me just ask the question. Do you guys know who Josh Metellus is?
Yes.
Okay. Watch out.
Greg didn't answer. Greg wants to know why.
Wait a minute. That's the
My man, you don't know where he's playing. He could play on the D line. He could play as a safety. He could play as a cornerback. He could play as linebacker. This guy is all over the place.
Wait a minute, Greg, are you
So-
from Michigan?
Coming to you next, Shaq.
Yeah, I'm from Detroit.
Okay, so he used to play for the Wolverines in college. He's like a
No,
safety.
I'm not a Wolverine fan. That's probably why.
He's a
Okay.
state
Yeah, I'm a Michigan State fan.
Oh, he's a
He's
Spartan.
Spartan.
Yeah,
fan.
So you love Kirk Cousins, huh?
yeah, I'm a Kirk Cousins fan. I fuck with
Oh,
him.
man.
man,
They do
Wow.
exist.
Damn.
They do exist.
Well, I know
All
you
right,
guys.
Shaq,
probably-
go off, Shaq.
Oh, I like Kirk Cousins. He's all right to me, man.
He hasn't played
He's
for
the
your
reason
Lions.
y'all was winning the division.
Wait a minute.
Well,
All right, so hold on. Real
So
talk
wait a
for
minute,
just
y'all
second,
think
Greg.
Sam Darnold is better than Kirk Cousins?
Absolutely not.
No.
100%. 100,000,000%. 100.
Okay,
I had to convince
so
all
Greg,
the
Hold on.
the
Let's check.
contemporary Vikings.
Fish, hold on. I need Shaq to finish this 100%
I had to
stuff.
convince all these people on camera that Sam Darnold would be better than Kirk Cousins. I had to convince them that Sam Darnold would do what Kirk Cousins never did in his 6 years as a Minnesota Viking fan. And so far, he's proved me right. 5-0, we never did that with Kirk. We never went 2-0 with Kirk.
Talent wise, Kirk Cousins is better.
Kirk Cousins is better. Mental wise,
Sam
Darnold might
Darnold
be
got better
better.
arm.
What we
Sam
could do,
Darnold
what we
got
could do
better
with this team,
Sam
not
Darnold's
paying the
faster
Kirk
than Kirk.
Cousins. Oh, we're about to start
Sam
fighting
Darnold's faster.
internally.
Yeah.
Sam
Hey,
Darnold's
Manny,
faster
here's
and
the
got a
answer.
stronger
Here's-
arm.
Manny, here's the
All
right
right,
answer.
all right, enough of
million.
that.
At $10 million, I'll take Sam Darnold over Cousins at $40 million.
Me too.
Okay, I'll do the same.
Yeah, that's bad.
So Greg,
Ask me again in 3 weeks.
contemporary Vikings, and involved in this game, Jalen Naylor.
That's the guy I was about to talk about.
Isn't he Michigan State?
Yes. Jalen Speedy Naylor.
What about him?
Are you worried at all?
No, I'm not.
I would be.
I'm not.
Okay.
I guarantee Jalen Naylor scores a touchdown against you guys this game because you're too occupied with.
Now, he might. I mean, he might. I mean, hey, you never know. He might.
Just double team Justin Jefferson, and then it'll happen.
I think we're gonna single. We're gonna play man up on Jefferson, man. We're gonna be all right against Jefferson.
Don't do it.
I hope
Don't
you
do it.
Well, we got somebody over the top that's going.
That's
You know,
double.
you got Kirby Joseph and Branch. You know what I'm saying? You know, he better watch out. He better watch out, man. You know, we like to go for kneecaps.
We know.
Yeah, we know. Hawkinson. We saw that.
It's Justin
Too
Jefferson
soon.
like that working on your guys.
Cody, who's a player they need to watch out for that maybe they don't know about?
Jalen Naylor. It's 100% Jalen Naylor.
Still Jalen.
100%. I'm telling you, you talked about let's double team JJ before we went in the single coverage. Double team JJ. I'm telling you, because you're going to put your second best cornerback on Jordan Addison, and all Jalen Naylor has to do is run a 9 route.
So what y'all think, we don't have good cornerbacks, or what's going on with that? I mean, we don't have Carlton Davidson, we don't have Arnold, we don't have enough to keep up. I mean,
is Arnold good?
You said
I think Arnold's decent. I think he hasn't been really scored. I mean, I think he's decent. He's learning. You know what I mean? He's a rookie, so he's getting better every game. I notice.
He's hands.
Who's your third corner?
And Carlton Davis gonna be on your boy Jefferson. So we
Okay, who's your third corner though?
Oh, I don't know. Who is our third corner?
Probably Brian Branch.
Watch out for
It's
him.
supposed to be Branch.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, man. Has Naylor got over 50, 100 yards? We ain't worried about Naylor.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
When? Which game?
The first two.
The Giants.
How many yards he had?
Jason Williams. He catches that one deep ball.
Yeah, but the reason why Naylor got off those games because wasn't Addison out?
Yeah.
No.
Not the first game, but yeah.
I thought Addison didn't play the first or second game.
No, he didn't play the
He
second,
missed
third
like
game.
2 games. Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't play the second, third game.
We're not. Hey man, I promise y'all, we are not worried. We are not worried. This is.
I'm gonna promise you that Arnold better be worried about covering Addison if you guys are playing man. I'm gonna tell you right now, you better be worried about that.
Okay.
Okay,
It's fine.
That's
Now
a-
here,
that's
No, I'm not
pro-
gonna
if
lie
you-
to you guys, man. I really hate. I mean, I'm not gonna say hate because hate is a strong word, but Glenn, our defensive coordinator, man, he bothers me sometimes, but he coached a good game against Dallas, so hopefully he can keep it up. But other than that, man, he gives up the most passing yards I ever seen in a defensive coordinator ever. He gets put 400 yards on him. I mean, Geno Smith threw almost 400 yards on him, man. I'm like, that's what
I want to ask
scares me.
a question about your only loss of the season, right? You guys
Yeah.
had multiple trips to the red zone, and you went for it on 4th down a bunch of times that game, right?
Hmm.
If you guys would have took a field goal, you would have won. Is that correct?
I believe so. I really can't remember that game though. I couldn't tell you.
You guys,
But I
like,
know
yeah,
we
the red zone, and
I know we should have won that game.
you should have. And who was that? Who's the blame fall on that for not taking the
Well,
point?
we always got to blame it on Campbell.
Oh yeah, you do.
Well,
Nope.
I believe he lost us three games last year
For doing the
because
same.
we should have beat San Francisco if he would have played, kicking field goals.
I can't believe the Broncos just beat the Saints 33-10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
I mean, the Broncos beat the Saints. Did I say that right?
Yeah, it's still at the under.
That's wild. All right. Are you guys connected, to a fan base anywhere on social media or anything like that? Like, because I kind of want, besides just you guys, what's the pulse of Lions fans going into this game? Like, is it confident? Is it not confident? Or is it kind of teetering?
Manny, you're muted.
Swagger. It's all swagger. It's cocky. It's arrogance. Okay. A lot of the casual fans, the bleacher bunnies, are thinking that we're going to walk in and trounce you. I don't buy it, but because they're not sensible. But they're talking smack, and that's the game. That's fans. Okay. I listen to the sports radio station out here, the Ticket. Okay, and they're talking like we're going to run you over. Not those guys on the station, but the callers. I'm not buying it. It's going to be a tough game, but it's all swag, man, and it's bullshit.
What about you, Greg? You hearing the same thing? Like, are you hearing from
Yeah, I'm
Lions
hearing
fans?
almost the same thing. I'm in this group called the True Lions Fan, and a lot of people are very confident on us winning the game. But like he said, man, this is going to be a tough game to win, especially in your house, man. It's going to be tough. You guys are, you guys probably really want to beat us, so it's going to be a really good game.
Let me interject a player that they may not have heard of.
Oh.
That they really need to maybe look up. Will Reichert.
Yeah, our kicker.
Willie 3 toes.
Mr. Perfect.
Because I think you missed a Super Bowl based on a kicker. Is that right?
Calm
We missed a
down.
couple Super Bowls off a kicker.
Okay, but you got one now.
No,
Okay.
so Manny was playing nice until now.
Yeah.
Well, hey, come on. I'm in the group. Why not? And I'm drinking. Let's type. I've had some 3 beers in.
I mean, it could have been something stupid, Manny, like we went for it on 4th down 3 times in a row.
Well, you know what? I got to admit, okay, we're not always fans of that, but you know what? You gotta love a guy who trusts his team. You know?
Yeah, definitely that.
Hey, Manny,
Yeah,
I just want to let you know that beer looks okay, but that smoke, that butt you got, that looks fucking fabulous, man.
Thank
I
you.
want one of them.
Okay. I love these things. Been smoking since I was 11.
So Tribe, my only worry about our special teams is the penalties. Like, we've had too many penalties on special teams. So aside from that, no, I'm not really worried. I don't think it's been that suspect. I mean, we had the fumble against the Packers, but we had a guy back there returning punts who doesn't return punts. But outside of that, nah, not worried about it.
How many losses you guys think y'all gonna get this year?
I had us at 10.
Yeah, preseason selection, I had us at 7-10.
I had us at 10-7, maybe 9-8.
Yeah.
But
But
going
now
forward,
I'm looking at 4.
going forward, I see 4 to 5.
Yeah,
Just
that's right.
Man, I noticed one thing about y'all team, man. You guys, man, y'all get on the road, boy. Y'all be on the road. Cause I remember that one year y'all did it, and y'all won so many games. I think y'all won like 7 games by like 3 points or something. Or kept coming back.
Yeah,
2020?
About 2 years ago.
2022?
Yeah,
2022.
more like 11 games by 1 score.
Yeah, man, that was a crazy.
Man, you got the
season.
balloons going.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
and the Vikings got crushed in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I'll tell you this as a Viking fan, and I can vouch for many Viking fans. We didn't believe in that team. Like we knew what was going on. We knew what was going on. We were winning by 1 point against sorry teams, and like we would get a lead and let them come back. And it was Kirk Cousins as our quarterback. That Michigan Spartan. Like we don't believe in that.
Point differential was 13 that year. Our point differential was 13 that year. This year it's what 53.
No, we were -3 that year.
We were -3 point differential at 12 wins. Now we're up in the same realm as the 98 team right now.
All right. Well, before I get you fellas out of here, and thank you guys for joining us. This has been fun. Like we've been having fun with other fans.
Thank you for inviting me, man.
Like this is the first time we've ever had multiple fans from the same team, and I think it went well and everything. I do want to get your final prediction for this game. Give me the score and who wins, Greg.
Well, I'm going to go 24-21 Detroit.
Okay. Wouldn't expect anything less. I would have expected more points, but that's fair. Manny, what's your prediction for this game?
35-20 Detroit.
Let's go, man.
See, Manny was playing nice all night, but at the end, he's in the 3 Guinness deep. All of a sudden, the fangs start coming out a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey man,
You gotta put it out there.
no, it's all about the offensive line and your defensive line. And I really have every reason to believe that Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, is going to pick your secondary apart. I'm confident. Okay, as a fan, what's going to happen Sunday? The game's played on Sunday. Okay?
It is played on Sunday, and let me tell you else what happened Sunday. After the game, we go live for a show we call Aftercare because we need a little bit of aftercare afterwards. And you guys are welcome to join us for that, win or lose.
Win or lose, baby.
Send me an invite.
I'll send an invite.
I am a man who has learned that eating crow with ketchup works. Okay.
I prefer mustard, but okay.
So bring your ketchup, man.
I'm glad to.
I'll send you guys both a link on Sunday. If you guys want to show up, win or lose, I'm sending it to you, and we'll do it again. And we'll do it again. I think we play each other the last game of the season.
End of the year. You guys are great. I picked Manny up off an NFC North trash talk site. That was everybody kept saying NFC North stuff,
bro.
Yeah, and it's like, and Manny, you came up great, dude. Honestly, you guys did a great job, and Greg, you too, man. You guys said good stuff. I really appreciate you coming out, both of you.
Hey, where's the teacher though, Greg? Where's Travis?
Travis he's in another city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm in Detroit. I think Travis is in Dallas, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, I'm going to send you guys a link on Sunday. If you guys want to join us for some aftercare, we'll talk about the game. All right. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Boys.
All right.
Wait, Manny.
I got damn it, Cody, my bad. I know you want to do it, and he probably would have done it.
He would have done it.
He would have done it.
He would have done it. Skol, Manny. Skol, Greg.
Skol, guys.
Go, guys.
All right. Back to our regular sketch program. That was fun. We had a little bit of technical difficulties with it, but other than that was fun going back and forth. Shaq, let us know your key matchups for this game.
So I know for the Minnesota Vikings to win this game, we're gonna have to be focused on. It was supposed to be Cashman and Pace versus Gibbs and Montgomery, our linebackers versus their running backs, but it's looking like Cashman is out. So we're going to have to downgrade and put Brian Asamoah and Pace versus Gibbs and Montgomery. The reason I made that a key matchup is because, like I said earlier, we're going to have to stop that run. Detroit offense runs through their running backs, and I mean that literally. If we can't stop that running back game, then we might as well just not even play defense because they're going to just keep running it. And then when we're trying to go all out trying to stop their run, they're going to hit us with a trick play and then beat us over the top, throwing us deep to Jamison Williams, and we can't have that. On the other side of the ball, it's going to be Brandel, Bradbury, and Ingram versus Ali McNeil and DJ Reader. These guys are coming to stuff the middle of the pocket and make Sam Darnold have to roll out, or having Ty Chandler, if Aaron Jones play, and Cam Akers bounce outside, and they won't be able to get, those interior rush yards or run up the middle, which is going to make it difficult for us if we got to be one-dimensional, having to always bounce outside. So that's going to be one of the key matches we're going to have to look forward to in this game.
I kind of like that. I like
like
them bouncing Sam Darnold outside because they don't have Aiden Hutchinson to clean it up anymore.
Yeah, as sad as it is, we got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I like that. Send them up the middle. Let them pressure the pocket because we know Sam can run. We know Sam can bounce. Like against the Jets, Sam tried bouncing and there's Will McDonald right on his ass. Like that's a good defensive. That's a good edge rusher. They don't have that edge rusher.
Oh, I like the linebackers against the running backs. I think that's going to be the battle. And then, I mean, like I said, with the Lions guys, we have to get better with the underneath passes. Like that zone stuff is not going to work because I think St. Brown's going to kill us on that. But if we can contain their running backs and make them become one-dimensional, I think that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Good day
We got a pretty good weapon against those underneath passes.
And what sucks though about the whole situation is we're going up against the best slot receiver in the league.
Yeah.
In Amon St. Brown. All of his catch.
I haven't watched enough Lions games though to know like what's going on because he hasn't had a St. Brown type season to this point.
And neither has JJ.
They're keying in on
It's more so they've been doing a lot of runs. Like it makes no sense to feed Amon the ball when you got running backs gaining 5-6 yards a carry. And then you got the trick play they hit Jamison Williams deep.
Yeah, they hit the Jamison Williams deep. He's good for 2 passes or two he gets 5 targets a game, I think it is, and he catches two passes a game. And that
for 80 yards.
Fantasy team, yeah.
For 80 yards.
Right. But if we play over the top Jamison, then we can follow Amon Ra, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, all right. Well, go ahead, Rinaldi.
I was going to say the matchup I'm looking forward to is watching seeing how good our defensive line actually is. They have not even arguably the best offensive line in football right now, and we're going to see how we really stack up against that offensive line. So I'm interested in watching that matchup. I think it's a matchup that's going to be fun to watch. So
for me, I don't know if it's exactly a key matchup, but it's something that Shaq alluded to in the offseason. It's something that Greg said right now. I want to see Addison versus Arnold. I want to see what happens there. I just recently saw something, and I wasn't even, I didn't even know this, but like Addison has the 5th best separation among wide receivers in the NFL.
Wow.
Cody doesn't believe in that.
That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
So-
That cannot be. He can't gain no separation.
I know Robbie said so. Robbie said so, but he has the 5th best separation among wide receivers in NFL. So if Greg's right and they're going to try to play us man, I'm very interested to see how Addison does with a cornerback like Arnold.
Yeah, well, I think Arnold is going to go against Jefferson, and they're going to bracket Jefferson. They're going to put the other corner on Addison, which I'm fine with. Addison
but Greg said they're going to go man. So if they go man,
well, the 5th best separation because they're doubling up on Jefferson. It's allowing single coverage with Addison. That's what I've been saying. And then we got Addison locked. What about Jalen Naylor rolling a 9 route? We basically have Jamison Williams on the 3rd wide receiver as our 9 route guy. He's the one that he just runs 9 routes. That's how he's
comment right here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, when I was watching a little bit of that Lions Cowboys game, the announcer said the Lions play the most man of any team in the league, something like 42%.
And that's good. And I will take that over Sauce Gardner or DJ Reed on Jefferson. I welcome
this challenge. I welcome this challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me the press man because we know what happens when you press man Jefferson in the Jets game. You get 6 pass interference penalties on one drive.
No,
Also, Carlton Davis didn't practice the last 2 practices. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, if it ends up being Arnold against Addison lined up, which I think it will be, I'm very interested to see that matchup, and I'm interested to see Addison get 3 of those 5 touchdowns that you need, Shaq. Shaq made a prediction that Jordan Addison is going to get 5 touchdowns against the Lions. I'm not going to say the rest of that prediction because that's enough.
I guarantee Jefferson the crossing route and Carlton Davis or Terrion Arnold has no chance on the crossing route. When you put JJ on a crossing route where he cuts from up and he goes across the field, you have 0 chance. You have to bracket that.
I guess Carlton playing, but right now it's saying he's dealing with a quad injury. He didn't practice the last 2 practices.
Put a hurt cornerback out there on JJ. I love that.
Mm-hmm. We're not running streaks with JJ, and we did run streaks with JJ. We got 1 touchdown off it, but when he runs that crossing route where he goes from one side of the field to the other side of the field, it's always a JJ catch.
It's hard to defend.
Yeah, 100% it is.
I'm looking forward to seeing the mental chess match between Van Ginkel and Goff. Because like I started to say earlier, we got a weapon against that underneath passing stuff. We got a guy that knows how to drop back into lanes.
I feel like that's not much of a chess match, to be honest.
You don't think so? You don't think that when they try to go to Amon-Ra St. Brown underneath that Van Ginkel's gonna be like, okay, try me.
I just think the advantage we have is so huge. I wouldn't call it a match.
Yeah, I don't think towards Ginkel. I think they run it away from Ginkel because he's going to drop. I think the guy that's replacing Cashman, the guy that has 2 picks this year, is going to float inside that area. You want to run a slant? Run a slant. You want?
We've been able to score in the red zone.
Give me Camu Grugier-Hill. Just chilling, baiting it. Then take it.
Get his 3rd interception on the season.
3rd interception on the season.
See, that's the thing. Our linebackers are getting interceptions. We have
good.
11 interceptions this year, and that's all we had the whole last season. So
but flow defense. That's what we do. That's
so
what
since we're here talking about like how we're gonna win this game, Cody and Rinaldi, why don't you lead us and let us know the keys to this game?
All right, keys to the game, man. I'm going to start off with a take about Sam Darnold and what this defense is going to look like with missing Aiden Hutchinson. And the problem I think that faces the Vikings is that they're a very prepared team. We always talk about Flores, but KOC is a preparer, and we don't know what they're going to have to throw at us to overcome the lack of pressures that's going to happen with Aiden Hutchinson. So in a very short take on this, the way I would look at it is that Sam Darnold has to take what they're giving him. If it's short passes, he better be ready to dink and dunk and bring it up the field. And I haven't really seen him do that this year, but he may have to do that in this game. And I'm interested to see how that works out. Now, if they give him the long shots, I ain't worried about it because he'll take them, and B, he'll hit most of them. So just take what they give you, man. Just take what they give you, and that's a key to this game. If you start forcing stuff, ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Rinaldi. I think that's like the biggest key to the game because Sam Darnold's really not good at reading what's given to him, right? Like we just saw it against the Jets game. It was. I'm going to sling it. I'm slinging it. And you had a dude that was there 5 yards away. Just dump it off. And that was the knock on Darnold. It was he doesn't take what the defense gives him. He's the gunslinger. He's the Brett Favre, just less accurate. Like he just knows those things. He just take what the defense gives you once in a while, buddy. Let KOC run him. He's making you into a $50 million quarterback, bro. Let him make you to a $50 million quarterback.
No.
For somebody else.
$35 million quarterback. Yeah, or $50 million for somebody else, not us. What's our second key to the game?
So I got this is I'm going run blitzes over pass blitzes. And I'm looking at B-Flow's defense, and I'm like watching on the all 22. I think why our run defense is so good is because he's calling run blitzes. It's not like last year where we're sending the house, everybody go after the quarterback. We're not overcommitting anymore. We're not doing all this crazy stuff. I think we're running run blitzes throughout the year, and it's just, well, I'm next to the quarterback, might as well tackle him. Man, I feel like that's what B-Flow is doing. He's just calling run blitzes. He knows what he has in the secondary. He knows he can get pressure with these run blitzes because they got to get in the backfield to contain and to get a tackle for a loss. And I think more run blitzes, do what you're doing, B-Flow. Keep doing it. Keep calling the run blitzes over the pass blitzes. Honestly, I don't think he's calling many pass blitzes. I think they're all run blitzes because you see the cover 2 over top. When you see cover 2 over top and you are blitzing the run, that means you are sending a run blitz, right? Because you got the safeties. They're not very far away from the line of scrimmage. They're kind of close to the linebackers, and they jump back a little bit. And I think that's what's good. And I think that's what B-Flow is trying to do. He is calling run blitzes, and I think that's the difference from this year to last year. And this is why we're so good at defending the run this year.
Yeah, what it's doing is filling the gaps in, right? Like the A gap gets filled in, the C gap gets filled in, and then the edges hold the edge, right? I mean, who's honestly Patrick Jones is not like one of my favorite players. I know he's off to a pretty good start, but the thing he does best is hold an edge. That dude does. And then you throw in Grenard's pressure with a run blitz coming up the middle, filling those gaps. It's exactly the formula that you need to make that work. So I agree with that take a lot. I think run blitzes actually work, and if we can get a little bit of pressure off the edge or set the edge, I think we're in good shape, man. Love it.
I think the pass blitz that I've ever seen was when Harrison Smith sacked Aaron Rodgers whole year.
Exactly.
That was so cool.
It was cool, and that was a pass.
Was so cool.
But you look at our guys when they're rushing in, they're kind of containing. They're like holding edges, gap integrity, all right, and that's how you do it. It's like I'm coaching 10 and under football.
Right.
So what you're saying, Cody, is we've kind of gotten away from the zero blitz strategy this year?
Well, it's a zero blitz with a contain. You're containing the outside, right? You're filling in your gaps. You're having gap integrity. You're running those blitzes. A zero blitz doesn't mean it's a straight pass blitz. All right, you can see the stunts happening. They're saying okay, I'm going to give you this hole for a second, then I'm covering that hole. And I think that's why our run defense is so good this year, because he's calling more run blitzes over pass blitzes.
So that's going to be
Skol, elevate.
What do we got for the third key?
Third key I got, it's the DBs step up and keep everything in front. Now, that's an obvious statement, but it's really kind of what this defense is predicated on. If we make them have a 12, 8, 15-yard, 15-play drive, guess what we end up doing? Intercepting the ball. It's about keeping them in their short game and eventually making them make a mistake. That's how we've been playing defense. That's why I said last week that the interceptions are unsustainable. Well, it only makes sense that they're unsustainable because everything kind of regresses to a mean, unless your scheme is so damn good. And they have to be able to do that by keeping everything in front of them. If these guys start getting over the top on us, we're going to have problems. And I think that these DBs have a lot to say about that. So keep the game in front of us, step up, and eventually we're going to make them make a mistake, and it's going to turn out to be a turnover, which will win the turnover battle if that happens.
Hopefully. Before we get to the next key, I want to hear from Dylan.
What up, Dylan?
Hey,
Long time no see, Dylan.
Been a hot minute. I've been a little busy.
I mean, look at the flame shirt. What kind of shirt you got on? That
It's the Viking one. I'm happy about that.
I don't know. My
James.
My aunt gave
the gym, haven't you?
What's it called?
So what's up, Dylan?
Nothing much. I was just listening to you guys for a little bit right now, but I think the key matchup of the game, I think is really going to be KOC versus Ben Johnson. It's going to be who calls the best plays. You know, who can get their offense going. I feel like we obviously have so much talent on the outside. But it's like who can set their teams up for success the best, and I feel like KOC does that really, really well. He like his system is starting to feel like it's like dummy proof. Like any decent quarterback can come in and be successful in it. So I think that's just going to be a big thing. We need KOC to be in his bag, just like he's been all year. We know that bag's deep. So, I'm really looking forward to that. And then I just think, we need to, like how Rinaldi was saying, we need to keep like everything in front of us. We need to make sure Jameson Williams doesn't have any big plays. I feel like as long as he doesn't go off for a 50, 60 yarder and we can stop the run, like we can win, But if Jameson Williams busts a 50, 60 yarder, it's gonna make our job a lot harder. So I just feel like, that's just like their X factor. If he has a good game, this game's gonna be a bitch. But if we can contain him, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's gonna get his. Like it's like you're playing basketball. Kobe Bryant, he's gonna have 50 points a game. Let him have 50 points a game, but don't let anybody else score.
Yeah.
I
hate seeing Jameson Williams make big plays, and it's going to be even worse against us. I mean, he has first career touchdown against us. Like, it's just injury to insult every time that guy makes a play.
Yeah, and I feel like that is going to not necessarily be on the DBs, but it's going to be on, what kind of pressure we can get on that O-line, because that O-line is stacked. So it's just really going to be, how we can pressure them. And then, one more thing that I was thinking. My bad.
Go ahead.
I'll be real quick. I don't got a lot of time, but
the floor is yours. I
just hope that our skills can play selfless football this week. It's going to be Sam Darnold's first week with all his weapons because Hockenson's playing, right?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. Okay.
Well,
so if Hockenson plays, I just hope we can play selfless football. And that, everybody's like JJ and Addison aren't like me, like that's how receivers are, you want the ball all the time. So I just hope they give, Darnold time to like work on getting everybody involved.
I don't see a problem with that because JJ hasn't been getting a lot of targets and we haven't heard from him. But when he's called upon, he's made big plays. So I don't see a problem with that. I can see maybe Addison getting a little, hey, what's going on here?
No, yeah, for sure. That's kind of how I rank it too. JJ's he's a top-notch human being, but I just hope like I said, I just hope we can shit. I hope we have 3 receivers go for 100 yards.
Hey, I'll be down. We're probably gonna need it. Like I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game. It was talked about that this maybe could be a struggle where it ends up being a low-scoring game. I don't see any possibility of that. I think this is a game where it's gonna be high-scoring, at least by one team, and we're gonna have to keep up with them. Because I think the Lions are going to score.
Yeah, for sure. I think both teams have 30.
I can see that. I can see a 30 something to the 30 something. He showed us the whole shirt. I don't know if it got better or got worse.
I don't know if I'm gonna hop on next week's live. Well, I probably won't be on next week's live because I'll be at the game.
No, it'll be on Wednesday next week.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I don't know what jersey to wear. Do I wear Jefferson, Addison, or Kyrie Jackson?
Kyrie.
Kyrie's a good one.
The Rams game.
You should come to the Nashville game.
Well, I already had a trip planned to Disneyland for that week, just coincidentally. And then we have the game there. So I'm going to go see Keith in Disneyland. And then, I'm going to hit the game up on Thursday.
Hey, Dylan,
you're going to get to see the real miserable Keith.
We'll
Dylan,
see.
I got a question for you. How far can you spit?
He's gonna be right above me, so I hope not far.
Are you gonna go to it?
I'm sitting like I'm in 423.
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
I'll be in the pink lot.
Hey, Fish, where we at in the Nashville game?
What's that?
Where we at in the Nashville game?
I don't have the tickets yet, man. I told you Coke acts slow on that.
I thought Coke was fast. Oh wait, wrong Coke.
Well, wrong Coke. But I mean, with any little bit of luck, because the Titans suck so bad, Cody, we might be in the suite.
Yeah, shit. Good for you guys. I got a $170 parking ticket for fucking LA.
Oh yeah. That's how much the parking costs at SoFi.
California, bro.
It's 120 to 170. If you want to be in the tailgating, it's 170 minimum. That's crazy.
That shit's ridiculous.
Uber.
Cody and I are walking, by the way.
Hey, you say Uber, and it does sound cool, but it'll be the most you ever pay for Uber. And you won't have a spot, like you won't be able to chill. I mean, I guess if you want to go try to mingle and like find somebody to hang out with.
And Keith is antisocial, so
yeah, we
until a few IPAs. All right, Dylan, you got anything else for us?
No, that's it. I mean, if the group goes live, it's because me and Keith are fucking some Rams fans up, in the stadium. But
Aftercare.
yeah. But
Aftercare from SoFi.
What's it called? But yeah, I'll let you guys go. I gotta do some shit around here.
Skol, buddy.
All right, we'll see you.
Catch you later.
Peace, man.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, I think I cut him off early. Oh, all right. So let's get back to the keys of the game. I wanted to get them on. I feel like, we haven't been getting people on. They've been kind of not liking it. So our fourth one.
Oh, shit.
That's our last one.
All right. No. One is key stops, key turnovers. I believe this game is going to be relied upon that one mistake. I think whoever gets that one mistake wins the game. Like if the Lions, I know there's the weighty downs thing. Okay, but what I was trying to go with this is all right, whoever throws that mistake loses the game. And I think it's going to be Jared Goff over Sam Darnold.
We don't say that here, man.
I'm saying Jared Goff all day.
Goof.
He's
Goofy.
big game.
Come up with your own name.
I saw big games with Jared Goff. Okay, I saw those big games. What does he do? He makes a mistake, and that's what causes the Lions to lose. And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that mistake. And I don't think, honestly, we're good at turnovers. We're good at getting the sacks and all that. And I think it's going to come. There's going to be one interception in this game. That interception is going to turn the tide in this whole game. And that's who's going to win the game, whoever gets that interception.
Who gets it?
I'm going Camu Gruger-Hill.
Yo!
Whoa, the man taking over for Cashman. I think we have depth at linebacker. I think we're the best depth at linebacker in this league.
Gee.
They've certainly been playing that way.
What do you guys mean on this one?
What's that?
Weighty downs. Key stops on weighty downs.
Key stops on weighty downs. Yeah, I mean, dude, key stops on weighty downs is what KOC talks about all the time. I mean, third downs, what were we last week? It wasn't great. It was like 3 for 12 or something like that. And vice versa. It has to go both sides. Red zone, all that kind of stuff. That's what a key stop on a weighty down would be all about, right? So they've got to make that happen. What do you think, Cody?
Yeah, it definitely has to happen. I mean, it's a key stop. Key stop on, you got the weighty downs thing. Even if you get a third, like we're talking about keeping up with the Lions, right? How can we keep the Lions? It's stopping them on third down, right? Putting them in that third down and 8 position. Putting them in that third down in anything above 5, you're going to beat the Lions, right? Let Dan Campbell ruin the game for him. Put him in the key weighty downs on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 3rd and goal. I know how they lost their only game of the year. They didn't take the points because they went for it. They went for it on 4th down. They should have scored on that 3rd down. That's a weighty ass down. A huge weighty down.
And Campbell goes more on 4th down than just about anybody else in the league. I'm actually to the point where I welcome that 4th down go for it thing because we've been doing okay against it, knock on wood. So we need to continue to do that and make that key stop.
I think they will, because I think it's become a trend in the NFL to go for it on 4th and short, and I think it's been led by the Lions. So I do think they're going to do it. I just don't know if I agree that I want them to do it. I know we've been good on it, but I still clench my butt cheeks every time. So
yeah, I'm just saying I'm not going to let my anxiety level get too much higher. It's just going to happen. So be ready.
What game when the Lions started going for it hardcore on 4th down was? is when they pass it to the linemen to get that first down against us in that first game against
Yep.
That's
Oh,
when
the
it's
penny stool.
the
Yeah.
penny.
God, that was such a, oh God, that was so aggravating.
And that's when it started.
And they were trying to do that to the Cowboys last week. So let's go ahead and get into the predictions of this game. I want you guys' prediction of who you think is going to win the game and what the score is. I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Shaq.
So I'm going to say it's going to be 28-17 Vikings.
Woo!
Sheesh. Sheesh.
Ronaldo.
Minnesota 29, Detroit 21.
Ooh. I might have to put some water on this. Fish.
37-31 Vikings.
Gonna make me be the one.
I'm
Cody.
Check it out.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we had Cody.
I got ridiculed on my hot take last week about the Cowboys beating the Lions by points. You agreed with that, and you're watching our podcast. You're a Lions fan, bro. Like you rooted for the Lions at that time. You knocking on me for that. You rooted for the Lions. You ain't a real Vikings fan. You want the Lions to lose. You want the Bears to lose. You want the Packers to lose. You especially wanted the Lions to lose because we want to go up 2 games on them. This game right now is going to determine a 2-game spread for that first seed and a tiebreaker. This is what this game means. All right, so I'm going with, again, I'm going to go up 34-10. Vikings win.
Whoa.
Damn.
Smoke him. I'm a Vikings. Smoke him.
Cody's doubling down. Cody got the heat locked to him, and Cody don't run. Cody don't run from the heat. He jumps in that fire. He has fuel to it.
You disgraded me on my hot take, and you're watching a Vikings podcast. You a Lions.
Man, we are some purple drinking homers, aren't we?
I'm all day for it. I'm a Vikings fan.
I'm a Viking fan too, but Jack keeps that on deck. I wonder what Manning's thinking with all these predictions right now. So I'm gonna go with my prediction, and my prediction is 31-27 Vikings win.
Hey now.
Hey now, you're an all-star.
I just can't believe that I thought one of us would go against us, and I guess just not yet. It's just not that time. I think when's the last time that one of us went against the Vikings? I gotta go look back and look. I think it might have been the damn Texan game.
Texas game, and we got ridiculed.
Yeah, so that's like, well, I ain't doing that anymore.
Have we lost 3 straight to the Lions so far?
Yep.
Has it been 3?
Yep.
3 straight.
Well, last year we didn't have our quarterback.
Yeah, we did. We had Nick Mullins.
Yeah, buddy.
We didn't have Kirk.
We still don't have Kirk. Just saying.
We got Case Keenum 2.0.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Case Keenum.
We have a quarterback who can win some games and not lose for us, but we don't got Case Keenum. And I don't have beer.
We're relying on the defense. We're relying on the run game, baby. Aaron Jones, please come back.
So did we hear yours? Did we hear yours, Fish? Yeah, we did, didn't you?
Yep, 37-31.
Hold on. I got it. Hold on.
I think we're waiting on the captain.
Can't do this without the beer because I need something. I need something
Oh,
that's
no,
gonna.
here it is.
I need something that's gonna cool it down because now
Hot take?
it's time for us to do our hot takes. So this is where we go and do our hot takes for the week, and these ones should be Lions related. They don't necessarily have to be, but let's go ahead and get into the hot takes. And Shaq, I'm gonna start with you. What do you got?
So I already have a hot take from the preseason about the Jordan Addison 3 touchdowns on the Lions. I'm going to double down and say Sam Darnold is going to have a career passing yards against the Detroit Lions. Currently, his career is 341. I feel like he's going to have at least 400 yards passing on Detroit.
Woo-hoo! Okay, so does he have to have 400 or does he have to be 341?
That's spicy as fuck.
Shit. More than 341.
Okay. You took a little bit of the rope. That was probably the smart thing to do. But if he ends up hitting the 400, I'm giving you 2 dings.
Boo-boo.
All right, Cody. It looks like you just got taken, so I'm gonna give you a minute.
No, I got one.
Oh, you got one? You ready to go?
I'm ready to go right now. I'm gonna give out. There's going to be 4 passing touchdowns. 4 passing touchdowns in this game.
Okay.
The odds on that is plus 2,800. I'm gonna guess.
Now, is this like just for the Vikings or in the whole game?
The whole game. There's gonna be 4 passing touchdowns for the whole game.
I think you should put your money on that because I feel like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I got a Hail Mary coming up soon.
Yeah.
All right, Rinaldi, what do you got?
There is a lot of scuttlebutt going around about who's starting, who's hurt, who's not hurt. I am going to give you a mortal lock that both Aaron Jones and TJ Hockenson start and play this game like they weren't hurt.
Wow, I'm gonna accept that because I think Aaron Jones has a better chance, but I don't think it's guaranteed. Like I said, I think that's why they signed Akers because they're worried about him starting. Hockenson, man, if I had to pick, I think he doesn't play, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I like this, Lorenzo.
By the way, Skol, Lorenzo, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, Skol, Lorenzo.
Skol, brother.
And Rel, if you're still watching, Skol to you too, young lady.
Did you say you had another one, Rinaldi?
No.
Okay.
It's a parlay. There's
Okay.
2 parts.
Okay. Well, then, if you got a parlay, I got a parlay. And I got to preface this a little bit by saying the Lions have only turned the ball over 4 times this season.
Wow.
And they've only allowed 10 sacks this season. Okay. So my hot take is the Vikings will have more sacks than the Lions. The Vikings will force more turnovers than the Lions. And the Vikings will score more points than the Lions.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
So that's where I'm going with my hot take. What do you got, Fish?
Can't help but notice you left me for last.
So let me tell you why. Because normally I leave myself for last, and like sometimes I feel like I don't know that maybe that's a little arrogant or something. So I got to figure out where to put. So sometimes I have a hard time. Do I put myself first or put myself last? Like I got to mix it in. Go ahead, Fish.
By the end of this football weekend, the Minnesota Vikings will be the lone standing undefeated team in the NFL.
Nice.
Ooh.
I like it. I like it. I like that because it's crazy to think with all that we've done this season to be 5-0, the teams that we've beat, and how unexpected it's been. If we lose this game, we're in second place.
Ugh. Don't even. Ugh.
Like that's crazy. Like we wouldn't beat 5 good teams to go 5-0 when we were expected to be maybe 2-3, 1-4 at this point. We did the unexpected go 5-0, but we can lose this game and be in second place.
I'm gonna bet on Fish's take. Chiefs play the Niners this week.
Yeah, I like it.
Ooh, baby.
Right after our game. It's a good Saturday.
Manny's still sitting in the green room, Cody. I wonder if he would do it for you. He's been sitting in the green room watching us patiently.
Actually, Cody, since you're talking about bets, why don't you give us your props for the week?
So the props of the week I got right now. All right, I got the over/under is at 51. It's at -105. I think this does hit the over. Honestly, I'm gonna agree with Manny on this one. I think it does hit the over. I think I agree with everybody in this room. We want to say 19-13, 19-17, and it could turn out that way, but the odds are leaning towards the over on the 51. So, what do you guys think? Do you think it's going to hit the over?
Absolutely, and happy birthday, Unc.
Hey, happy birthday, Tommy. Way to go. Cody, I'm going to take under. You want? I'll book that one for you.
Book it. I honestly, and I think It's because of our defense. I think it might hit the under. I think
That's why I'm going at it.
a lot. Yeah.
It's going to be close. It's a good over. If I had to set an over under, I would put it at 50 points, 49, 50, 51. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm. My next one, my prop is Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown. I think the dude's due. I think he's due. And I think it's going to come off like a screen pass or something wild to where it tricks Brian Flores' blitz up. It's the run blitz going to get up against the screen pass. Like, we haven't seen many screen passes this year, have we?
No.
Not a single. I don't think we've ever seen a single screen pass this year. And I think this is the first time we get smoked on one because we haven't seen one. The defense has been running so wild, these run blitzes, to where the run blitzes are overcommitting and they dump a screen pass to Jahmyr Gibbs. I think it's around in between 20 to 30 yards. My next one is Sam Darnold passing yards plus 250 yards plus. All right, is this the game where Sam Darnold goes over 250? Is this the game where he goes over 300? Shaq already said it, 400. I'm going to take that line. I'm going to take that line. I'm going to hey, he's going to go over 250 plus yards passing, and it's at minus 110, so it's basically a pick 'em. You're very close to that plus money.
Did we do this?
Yep, we wished him a happy birthday, Cap.
Happy birthday, Unc.
I missed it. Like a 50-year-old, I had to run to the bathroom, but happy birthday, Unc. All right, Cody, you got anything else for us? That was your 3 props.
I got a Hail Mary. All right.
Wait, there's more.
There's more. No, so Hail Mary is you're throwing your $10 out there, you're throwing your $20 out there to win a lot of money. It's like a 10-leg parlay. We're going to slim this down to a 4-leg parlay. And I think anytime touchdowns, right? If you want to bet $10, you win $320. This is at plus 3,100 odds. You got Jefferson anytime touchdown, Gibbs anytime touchdown, Laporta anytime touchdown, and Addison anytime touchdown. I think if you want to throw, if you're a first-time bettor out there, you want to throw $10 on something, you're not trying to put your paycheck on something, throw the $10 on it. It seems reasonable to hit, right?
$10 about my range.
Yeah, 10. You put $10 on it, it's $320. It's
$10. $10. I hit that, I might end up in Tennessee.
There you go, baby.
So Jefferson, Gibbs, Laporta, Addison. They all score a touchdown. You bet $10, you get the $300.
Yeah, and we're looking at a over 30-30 game, and you have a good chance. And it's Laporta is coming back this week.
And Cody, for your hot take, you need 4 passing touchdowns. Kind of odd.
It's almost like it works hand in hand.
Yeah. Kind of like works. It's kind of like you better make this bet, but you better put like 20 on it.
I already put 20 on it.
Okay. So Cody's winning. Cody's going for $600.
$20, bro. $20. Might as well do it. Who knows?
If San Francisco wins by 14, where does that put us in the power rankings? If they beat the Chiefs, if San Francisco beats the Chiefs by 14, that probably puts us right behind San Francisco.
No, but what did we beat the Chiefs? What did we beat San Francisco by? And what was my
no? I'm just saying it's like we've beat teams that are ahead of us in the power ranking now, so I still don't think we get that respect.
Oh, I think we do.
I said this.
You did say this, and I'm agreeing with you.
We don't get that respect.
There's 2 teams ahead of us in the most power rankings that we beat, and teams like that we beat are like right behind us. It's like, yeah, it's the Vikings. Just wait.
We could win the Super Bowl. They'd be like, yeah, I mean, did they really win it?
Yeah, did they really win it? Because when they played so-and-so, he was out, and then he was out, and then he was out, and then they got this guy back, and it wasn't fair that they got this guy back when they're already playing like this, and then Flores is going to leave them, so what are they going to be now?
Well, you already know what happens if we win the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold and we release him the next year. It's like, are they really that good now without Sam Darnold?
Yeah, we're gonna be better with JJ McCarthy. That's my hot take. Like, we're gonna be better next year with JJ McCarthy than we are with Sam Darnold this year.
I hope so.
I just don't want to make that hot take because I like instant gratification. I don't want to make a hot take we gotta wait the year for, but I think it's been a good show tonight, fellas. Let's go ahead and go around the horn and end this thing. Shaq, what's your final words?
So I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're feeling really, 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 really generous, you could buy me coffee and donate money to the live stream. So, this gang right here can start raising some funds. And, who knows? It might give us a Skol Fest. And you can meet us and get autographed gear.
I will sign anything.
Remember
What do you
the
got,
tradition.
Cody? Sorry. Where am I at? Rinaldi, what do you got?
First of all, I want to say a little unrelated to things. Look out for my Dodgers, baby. They are dominant. 3-1. Let's go.
Has Kershaw pitched yet?
Too bad the
What's
Twins don't in
Has Kershaw pitched at all?
He doesn't. No, he won't pitch till next year. Don't need him.
Go
We're that
figure.
good.
Go figure.
Is Shohei pitching?
So what we all drank the purple Kool-Aid. We went 5 for 5, and all picked the Vikings to win this game. However, that doesn't mean anyone needs to get too high on their horse. If we lose to the Lions, which I don't think we're gonna, but if we do, I think we all got to take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, good point, Keith. We'll be in second place. I get it. Not fun. But there's a lot of season left. And we got a soft schedule coming up, and we get them again. It's not the end of the season if we walk out of there with a loss. Keep the faith. We've got a great team, and we're going to be okay. So having said that, let's Skol.
LFS. What do you got, Fish?
I ain't signing shit. I ain't worried about shit. We're going to roll. I ain't stressing on nothing. I'm going to enjoy watching football this Sunday. I can't wait for the aftercare. I can't wait to go to Nashville. I can't wait to put a Skol chant up on Broadway in Nashville on Saturday night. I'm ready to go. Man, I know we're going to lose four games, and to lose 4 games, we got to actually lose 4 games, but it ain't happening this Sunday.
All right, I like it.
We will split with the Lions, we will split with the Bears, and we're going to sweep the Packers, and we'll find 2 losses somewhere else. And let's fucking Skol.
Let's fucking Skol.
What do you got, Cody?
So my thing is, if we lose games, it's all about how we lose games. That's what's going to determine us, right? We lose by 14 or 10 or more against the Lions. We're looking at the 22 Vikings or the 16 Vikings. Honestly, lose these games. How do you lose
Full
these
circle.
games? I mean, you look at what happened to us after the bye. After bye week in 16, we lost by 13 points. Right? And we knew after that, it was like, ooh, this isn't good. Right? We had never lost by 13 points after in 2016. We were winning games. Right? So it determines how much you lose by after this winning streak. If we lose by 3 to the Lions, cool with it. We'll see you next time. We're going to bring that same energy. We're going to try to beat you next time. All right, we lose by 1 point. Bring that same energy. We lose by 10 or more, then I'm going to be like, oh, fuck. This might be a 2022 like year to where either we're 1 and done in the playoffs or we're going fucking 8-8 to finish the year.
Don't say that.
I know.
It's not possible.
It all determines how much we lose by. Like, I'm cool with losing by 1 point. I'm cool with losing by 3 points because I know that makes us a great team. Because I know the Lions, they are a great team. But their defense did take a huge blow. And that's my one thing I'm looking at. Where's the pressure going to come from on Sam Darnold? Let him roll around. And always, like always, it's the weekend coming up tomorrow. All right, be safe. All right, have a plan. Know where you're going if you're going out. All right, including Sunday if you're going to the bar, Buffalo Wild Wings, have a plan. Don't get caught up in that Jordan Addison shit. Always.
Still going there.
Don't put your kids, don't put your wives. Let's go.
Let's go.
So
Let's fucking go.
I agree with Cody. I expect to win this game, but if we lose it by a close margin, it's not the end of the world. Doesn't mean we suck. Doesn't mean we're starting a Viking. If we get blown out, yeah, I'm probably gonna have some concerns. Like this ends up being like was it 2022 when we got blown out by the Cowboys? Like, yeah, I'm gonna have if that happens, I'm gonna have some concerns. But other than that, no. Like if we lose a close game and like we're in it till the end, then we're a good team. Yeah, good teams lose sometimes. Like the Chiefs have won 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. They've never been undefeated. So
Nope, they lost.
I'm not trying to soften the blow and expecting to lose. I'm expecting to win this game. I'm just saying, as long as we play good, that's all I can ask for. And join us after the game, whether we win or lose. We'll be doing aftercare, so we'll be live for that. And it'll be an event session, or it'll be a celebration. Next week's show will be on Wednesday because Thursday we have the game. We'll have aftercare after that, but our show will be Wednesday next week, and it'll be Wednesday the week after that because got to take the kids trick-or-treating that Thursday. So, and I'm sure some of you guys got to do that too. So we're not going to do a show on that Thursday. So the next 2 shows will be on Wednesday, but we will see you Sunday after the game for aftercare. So until then, let's Skol.
Let's go.
Let's